You gotta know now.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go. We're recording.
Okay. All right, how's everybody doing this evening?
Great, great.
Outstanding, outstanding. As many of you know, we're going to be traveling all across the country in the next 11 weeks, about 18 different cities. And yes, our goal is to grow each and every city by double digits while we're there. And we've been able to accomplish that. But also the major reason why we're going to these major cities, because we have a lot of folks that are coming on board in 7K Meadows and are not getting a chance, to get the teaching and training from what some of the top leaders are doing. And so we're going to all these different cities doing that. And one of the things I want you guys to do, right now we're going to start the training, and today we're going to focus on the mindset aspect of it. And I hope each and every one of you got something to write down, something you can do, take notes on, the whole 9 yards. And I know some of you say, listen, I got an excellent memory, I have a photographic memory, but here's the reason why I was always encouraged to write things down. I want you to write this down right now. The reason why this is so important, that whenever you have people in front of the room that are doing, at reaching the levels you want to reach, or having the kind of success you want to have, you want to make sure you're taking notes. And one of my mentors talked about the importance of taking notes. And the reason why you want to do it is this. Write this down. People forget, paper remembers. Okay? People forget, paper remembers. All right? So it's so important that you take notes. And today we're going to talk about an aspect of it. I want you to understand that this business, it is designed so that everyday people can have success. And network marketing in its purest form, it is a business of people helping people. I want you guys to get that. Every last one of you, the moment you sign on a dotted line, you got to understand the fact that you are good enough. I want you to get that today. The moment you sign on a dotted line, you are good enough. But in order for you to do something that you've never done, you're going to have to become somebody that you've never become. You're going to have to be willing to go through that metamorphosis. You've got to be willing to do the things today that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow that others won't have. Like right now, when you've heard me say it a couple of times already, right now, Mr. Bob Reid has the fastest growing team in the entire company. There's a lot of folks from outside looking in would love to have that success. But are you willing to do the things that he's doing in order to have that success? I want you guys to understand, without knowing all of the details, here's what I know to be true. What the success he's having, it does not happen by osmosis. Everybody understand it? It doesn't happen by osmosis. All right, this is network marketing, not net wish marketing. And the only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. I want you to get that. I'm going to be brutally honest today, because I want you guys to understand you have what it takes in order to be successful. The moment you sign on the dotted line, you have what it takes to become that copper, to become the bronze, to become the silver, and to become the gold. But the challenge is, and the question is, are you willing to pay the price? Okay? Are you? Because nothing great has ever been achieved without sacrifice. Nothing. Nothing great has ever been achieved without sacrifice. So are you willing to pay the price? See, here's the thing. There's no secret. Individuals that earn full-time money in network marketing on a part-time basis, guess what? They have full-time habits. Those that earn 6 figures in this space, there's no secret. Newsflash, they have 6-figure habits. Those that earn 7-figure and even 8-figure a year income, they have 7-figure and 8-figure a year income habits. So you develop those habits, I can promise you, you can have those kind of results. All right? So when it comes to this space of network marketing, you've got to understand, here are the numbers. 95% of people that make it in this space, when I say make it, part-time, make a full-time effort, 6-figure, 7, 8-figure income, they don't do so in their first opportunity. All right? You've got to understand, 95% of the people, these are the numbers. If you look at the DS, 95% of the people that make it, they don't do so in the first couple. So if this is not your first rodeo, you're at the right place at the right time. All right? Okay, but those that do it, They have the three elements we're going to talk about today, and I call them the three legs of a stool. I want you to write that down. Every last one of them, they're successful. They have the three legs of a stool. They have these three components in place. Now, the first leg of the stool is the right mindset. All right? They have the right mindset. They understand it's a marathon and it's not a sprint. They understand that everybody that started out in the freshman class won't make it to the sophomore class. All the sophomores won't become juniors. And I can promise you all the juniors that become seniors won't graduate. Okay? And you as a leader, you got to develop the mindset that, listen, that's the nature of the business. And you shouldn't be blown away when people that are making money, all of a sudden they go and do something else. Because people quit in much more critical things in life. That's the reason why, some people quitting just a part of their nature. That's the reason why over half the marriages here in the United States, folks quit in marriage. Now, if they quit in something as valuable as marriage, and if people spend $20, $30, $40, $100,000 to get a degree, and they quit in that, you should marvel at the fact that everybody in your business won't make it to the finish line. You got to understand that. That's the nature of the beast. And as much, I would love for everybody that I signed up to become a copper, a bronze, and silver. But the truth of the matter is, some people are going to quit in life. But that should not deter you. Use that as a reason and not an excuse. Because every challenge you and I face in this space of network marketing, you're going to have one or two choices. And I want you to write this down. You either give up or you get better. That's it. You either give up or you get better. So you can either make it an excuse or you can make it a reason why you're going to make it anyway. Because some people, the reason why you're struggling in your business, because you suffer from a condition called excuses. That's all. Every time they talk, I would be having some folks, but man, I'm talking to. Listen, my mentor told me early on in that remark, you can't make excuses and money at the same time. So choose. You can't make excuses and money at the same time. So excuses. One of my mentors shared this with me. Excuses are the lies that we tell ourselves as far as not accumulating or having success with our dreams. That's what they are. So excuses are monuments of nothingness that lead to nowhere. You got to throw the excuses out of the way if you're going to be successful. See, because here's some of the challenges you're going to run. See, some of you would think, hey, I'm too young to have the kind of success that Bob has had. Some of you say, I'm too old. But right now, my 18-year-old daughter cashed a $250 check. So if you're at least that age, you ain't too young. And right now, we have the oldest member on our team, the most senior member on our team, as a pastor in Houston. He's earned several $1,000s with 7K medals. He's 91. So if you're in between that, there are no excuses for you not having success. Okay? 18 to 91. And the famous quote from George Eliot says this: it's never too late to be what you might have been. Let me say that again. It's never too late to be what you might have been. So you need to get away from excuses. Now, the three legs of a stool is that the first one is mindset. You've got to understand, it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the thing I love about this particular thing that's going to help you become successful, the right mindset, if you don't come in with it, it can be learned. So that's why I'm going to encourage you. That's why Bob will encourage you to read the books, listen to the tapes, the CDs, the audibles. Do you, but become a better you. Now, how many of you have heard the saying, readers are leaders? How many of you have heard that before? One of my mentors, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, who wrote the book, What Makes You Great, Great, he took it one step further. He said either read or learn to fail gracefully. Readers and leaders. I mean, if you don't come in with it, it can be learned. So here's one of the books I recommend for people when you first come in that will help you with the mindset. Now, this is just one of many that you should be reading in order to become successful. And one of the first books I recommend to new people, especially that are new to this industry, is a book called The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkerson. And if that name sounds familiar, he is also the author of The Prayer of Jabez. Okay? The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkerson. And it's written in parable form so we can all relate to the main character in that book, because we can relate to, and here's what you need to understand. When it comes to getting after your goals and dreams, the world is not going to roll over and play dead and just let you make it. Okay? I hate to bust your bubble right now. The world is not going to roll over and play dead and just let you make it. But I love this particular book because it's written in parable form so that everybody can relate to the main character in this book. The main character in the book is a gentleman by the name of Ordinary. And it starts out by this. It says, meet Ordinary, a nobody who lived in the land of familiar. But he had enough courage to leave the land of familiar to go out to pursue his big dream. Okay? Now, Ordinary was also referred to as a nobody. And he lived in the same kind of house that everybody in familiar lived in, went to the same job that everybody in familiar went to, came home and watched the same box that everybody in familiar came home and watched. Okay? But one day, Ordinary was given a dream by the dream giver. And he had enough courage, he had enough intestinal fortitude to get outside his comfort zone and pursue his big dream. And that's what it's going to take for you. I mean, it's going to take courage, ladies and gentlemen, to pursue and go after your goals and dreams. All right? You're going to have to face your Goliath. Like it or not, you're going to have to face your Goliath. On your way to becoming successful, you're going to have to face your own Goliath. And every single day, I'm looking for those Goliaths that face, I'm looking for those Davids that will face their Goliath and they have this particular mentality. See, some of you are looking for those guys that when they face their Goliath, they say, you know what, he's too big to hit. Now, I'm looking for those Davids when they face their Goliath, they say, you know what, he's too big to miss. Okay? It's a different mentality. Hey, I know I'm going to have to face him anyway. I mean, game on. That makes sense to everybody. All right, so here's the thing. So Ordinary, what he was able to do, the first thing he did, he had to get outside his comfort zone. Okay? Once he got outside his comfort zone, all of a sudden the challenges on the way to his dreams got bigger and bigger. And just like it happened to him, the same will happen to you. The closer you get to your goals and dreams, the challenges will get bigger and bigger. Okay? But he got outside his comfort zone. And one of the first things he did, he found him a mentor. All right? And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. If it's not the person that brought you on board, keep looking above them. I can promise you, you will find a mentor that's willing to sow into you to help you become successful. Bob and George have mentored many people since they've been on board in 7K Hunt. And a lot of them were not the one they personally sponsored. All right? So what's mentorship? Why do you want to have a mentor? Mentorship, and I want you to write this down, is wisdom without waiting. That's what mentorship is all about. That helps expedite the process. That helps expedite your success. I mean, they can help you get around some of the pitfalls that most folks fall into. Because in this journey as an entrepreneur, you're going to have two types of people that will always try to give you advice. You're going to have advisors, and you're going to have mentors. Now, an advisor is one person that want to tell you how to get across town, but they can't drive the car. Come on now. See, so many people fail in this business because you listen to the wrong people. Okay? You listen to the wrong folks. You got folks that want to tell you how to build a business, they ain't sponsor nobody. But they want to tell you how to build a business. Mm-hmm. They want to tell you how to make money, and they haven't cashed a check. But they want to tell you how to build a business. All right? So an advisor is somebody want to tell you how to do it, they've never done it themselves. A mentor is someone that's having success, or had the kind of success you want to have, and more importantly, they're willing to pour into you to help you have the same level of success. That makes sense to me.
Yes.
All right? So Ordinary got outside his comfort zone. He found him a mentor who was named Somebody, who became a champion, and he mentored Ordinary to go from being a nobody to becoming a somebody, and eventually he became a champion. All right? So I encourage you to get that book, because again, it will help you with the mindset aspect of it. Now, the first leg of the stool is the mindset. The second leg of the stool, and you're going to get a lot of training on that today, from the guy that's building the fastest growing team right now in the company, Mr. Bob Reid, is skill set. Okay? You got to understand, along with the mindset, you got to develop some skills. The great Jim Rohn put it like this. He said, skills make labor more valuable. I want you to write that down. Skills make labor more valuable. At the end of the day, you need some skills. Okay? It doesn't happen by osmosis. And luck is not a game plan. Everybody understand that? You got to develop some skills. And here's another thing I love about this industry. If you don't come in with it, it can be learned. All right? And the book I recommend to help you with your skill sets is the book called Go Pro by Eric Worre. Okay? And Eric Worre said he made $15 million in his 25-year career. And in that book, Go Pro, he talks about 7 skill sets. Not 70, not 700, but 7 skill sets. If you get good at them, you'll make full-time income on a part-time basis. If you start mastering a couple of them, now you're looking at a 6-figure, 7-figure, and even 8-figure year income. All right?
Baby.
So the book called Go Pro
By Eric.
Eric Worre, E-R-I-C-W-O-R-R-E. And right now, that is the #1 best-selling book of all time in network marketing. Since it came out in 2012, and I have my original copy. I like to show people. Joseph Ladden felt so bad for me. He bought me a new one. But I want you to see the one, my original copy of this particular book, 2012.
No, my.
Yeah.
Read it 30-some times.
It looks kind of like your original Bible.
Yeah, exactly right. And you see all the highlights and everything else. Now, I go over it time and time again. All right? Because I'm always looking to better my best. I'm always looking to hone my skills and to get better. I mean, you don't get to a point where you don't study, you don't look at honing your skills. All right? And so he talked about the 7 skill sets. Again, if you don't come in with it, it can be learned. But if you develop those skill sets, you hear Bob talk about SATs, skills, attitude, and technique, okay? You develop some skills. You're going to have to develop some skills in order to be successful. And I can promise you, as good as Bob is right now, as good as George is right now, I can promise you, they had a day 1, they had a week 1, they had a year 1. And I can promise you, they weren't as good as they are right now when they first got started. Yes or no?
Right.
All right? Okay, so they had to develop their own skill sets in order to get that up, and so it is with you. But you can learn it if you're willing to go through the process. You got to be willing to go through that metamorphosis in order to be successful. So are you willing to put in the time and effort? And the beautiful thing about it, you can do it on a part-time basis and learn and develop the skills that will create the kind of income, because you're looking for those leaders. And those leaders, guess what? They're looking for you. And one of the reasons why you want to learn and develop these skill sets, because here's what I found to be true. How many of you heard about the law of attraction? Okay, I know they taught us in science that opposites attract, but in network marketing and in life and in business, who you are is who you're going to attract. Okay, so you start having success in business, guess what? People will find you. People will give you a phone call. They say, listen, we sponsored quite a few people in this business. I've had 10 people that are part of my team right now that are doing well. They found me. I didn't call them, they called me. They heard about the success I was having in the business. And 6 of them did it the same way. You know, they friended me on Facebook. Okay, I saw the friend, and then immediately they start instant messaging. Are you with 7K Metal? Okay, you see it on the Facebook page. Yeah, I'm in 7K Metal. Okay, how's everything going with you? And I typically will let people text me twice, and then I'm gonna give them a phone number. Listen, we're not 12-year-old girls. We're not gonna be texting back and forth all day long. You know, so here's my phone number. Give me a call. Let's have a grown man. Let's have a grown woman conversation. All right. But again, these people that found, I mean, some of them are coppers now, some of them are bronze. But they found me. I didn't find them. All right. So I want you to understand how important it is that you develop some skill sets. And it can be learned. So the 3 legs of the stool are this. You gotta have the right mindset, the right skill set, and the third one, if you're a part of 7K Metals, you already got the third one, and that is the right opportunity at the right time. Okay? Develop the mindset, develop the skill set, and the right opportunity at the right time. That is a formula for success. Because I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you hear us say it all the time. This company's gonna be a house of money. And just to encourage those of you that have been on board now in the first 3 years of the company's existence, I did a study several years ago about the top earners in all the companies that have been around for 20, 30 years. And what I found to be true, 60% of the top earners in all the big major companies that are out there, that are legacy companies right now, $1 billion plus a year companies, 60% of the top earners came on board within the first 3 years. Okay? So I'm just saying that you're at the right place at the right time. Whether or not you're going to seize it, whether or not you're going to capitalize on it, that's going to be left up to you. But just like those other companies, most of them, there's going to be people that will come on board. You know, we might not hear from them 6 months from now, a year from now, several years from now. They're going to see this thing and they're going to take it serious and they're going to go to work. And they're going to wipe away all excuses for you saying this don't work. That I didn't get in early, I didn't get in late enough, whatever the case may be, they're going to go to work. So I'm encouraging you, especially in this type of compensation plan, a dual team system. What will happen for you, for those of you that will develop your mindset, that will develop the skill set, and recognize the fact you're at the right place at the right time, here's what I know to be true will happen for you. You stay in this game long. Inevitably, you're going to attract the right people to your reality that dream bigger than you, that have more capability than you. And because you're positioned right, you become a benefactor of what they bring to the table. I've seen it happen many times. Bob can tell you, George can tell you. People come on your team. I mean, you didn't personally sponsor them. It was somebody underneath somebody, but they gravitate to you because it looked like you knew what you were doing. And then all of a sudden, you start making checks, and every week it starts going up, and momentum happens, and all of a sudden, now you're making $10,000 a month. Now you're making $10,000 a week, and then it just takes off from there. Raise your hand if you want that to be your story. Well, I'm going to end it with this here, ladies and gentlemen, as far as understanding the importance of where we are right now. All right? Last year, Amway did close to $11 billion in revenue. Okay? Biggest network marketing company out there by far. And for years, their number one product was a box of washing powder this big. $11 billion. All right? Last year, Tupperware did $1.6 billion in revenue with plastic. And the lids don't fit half the time. What do you think is going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now with this company? And our product is gold and silver.
Yes.
You're not going to have to worry about lids, I can tell you that.
Think about it. If Amway can do that with soap and a washing powder,
Yes.
Tupperware can do that with plastic. What do you think is going to happen with gold and silver? I just want you to understand the magnitude of where you are right now.
That's awesome.
What do you think we're gonna do with gold and silver? It's gonna be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to understand the magnitude of where, because we've seen people that had success, oftentimes they don't realize what they had their hands on. But there's gonna be a few of you that's gonna really take this thing serious. And you're gonna look up in a year and you're gonna be making 10,000 plus per month. You can look up 3 years from now and you're gonna be living a lifestyle that most people dream about. Because you took this thing serious. So the bottom line is in your hands, okay? I want you to get that. I'm gonna leave you guys with this story, and I'm gonna bring up Mr. Bob Reid to do some training on this. Here's what's taking place right now in your business. I read a story years ago about a wise man in a village that people came to him all the time because he had the answers. And those 2 young kids and their teenagers, and they were just doing everything they could to try to find out a way that they could prove the wise man not to be wise. Okay? And then in their mind, they came up with a foolproof plan. Hey, we're gonna prove him not to be wise. I mean, we got a way that there's no way in the world he's gonna be able to get this answer right. Okay? And so what they came up with was this. They went out there in the bushes and they caught a bird. And they said, we will approach the wise man and say, listen, we'll have the bird in our hand and say, oh wise man, tell us whether or not the bird in our hand is alive or dead. He said, if he says alive, we'll crush it and open up our hands and prove him to be wrong. And he said, if he says it's dead, then we'll open up our hand and let the bird go free. So in their mind, they had a foolproof plan. Hey, we're going to prove him to be wrong once and for all. And so they approached the wise man with the bird in their hand and said, the wise man, oh wise man, tell us whether or not the bird in our hand is alive or dead. The wise man thought about it for a moment. They had the bird in the hand like this. All the people in the village were watching. And he gave them the perfect answer. He said, it's in your hands. Whether or not that bird lives or dies is in your hands. So as far as your 7K metal business, you know, sooner or later, we all got to stop playing the blame game as far as whether or not we're having success here at 7K metal. My upline ain't doing this. My downline ain't doing this. My sideline. You got to get to the point. You got to stop playing the blame game. When it's all said and done, whether or not you fail or succeed, it's in your hand. So the ball is in your court. So whether or not you fail or you succeed, I ain't got nobody to blame. Because if there are people in this company that become copper, there's no excuse for you. If there are people in this company that become bronze, there's no excuse for you not to become it. If people in this company become silver, gold, executive, and presidential, there's no excuse for you not. Whether or not you're willing to pay the price, it's on you. So quit playing the blame game. They are the reason why I'm not. At the end of the day, it's on you. It's in your hand. So make the decision to make this thing right. And for those of you that take ownership of your business, take full responsibility of your successes as well as your failures, I promise to you that success will not elude you. So that being said, I want everybody to stand to their feet. Help me welcome to the front of the room to do some training. The top producing silver, and the guy that has the fastest growing team in the entire company, Mr. Bob Reid. Let's give it up for him.
Yeah. Well, you know, the only reason we have fastest growing teams right now, because they used to have that up in Idaho. Because this company started where? Idaho Falls, Idaho. This is your town. How many people are in this room has ever been, before you got into 7K, has ever been to Idaho Falls, Idaho? Nobody. Nobody. How many people you know have been to Idaho Falls, Idaho?
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay. It kind of spread from Idaho to other little towns and that. And you all know what they have in Idaho? A lot of potato growers. called Idaho potatoes.
Thank God for that.
And then, you know, they got some ranchers too. They got one by the name of Ken Torrey. Now he lives in Manning, Idaho. It don't quite have a population of 200. So, you know, Tony gave some great words of wisdom. Anybody can find excuses for why they fail. Well, why do you want to look for excuses why you fail?
Right.
Why not find all the right ones that you can succeed?
Absolutely.
So that's part of mindset. It's what you concentrate on. Well, it kind of, you know, people got a little excited. I mean, gee whiz, gold, silver, and get it at cost. I mean, in Idaho, Mike, they understand gold and silver maybe a little bit better than somebody down in Louisiana in the bayou. I mean, they think them alligators, yeah, you're valuable, man. They make alligator shoes and purses out of them things, man. You know what I'm talking about, huh? Well, you know, they understood the value of having a little bit of gold and silver in their own hand. And you know, they got a state right next to it. They got this huge park. What's the name of that thing? Yellowstone National Park? Oh, yeah. And you know, not too far from that, they got the Grand Tetons. Have you ever been to Grand Teton? Then not too far from that, they got Glacier National Park. You know, it's part Canada, part USA. But right around there is a state called Montana. I mean, it's got lots of people everywhere. I mean, the largest city in Montana is Billings. It got a population of about 100,000. What we say, the population of Baton Rouge, Greater Baton Rouge, what, about 450,000?
Yeah.
Well, Montana. Well, you know, those folk in Idaho meet those folk in Montana pretty frequently every once in a while. So they kind of talk with one another. And you know, they understand those mountain people and those cowboys and those ranchers, and they understand how a little gold and silver is kind of worth it. You got real stuff in your pocket.
That's right.
You know, the paper burns. Well, it gets diluted anyway. The more they print of it, the next year they print more of it, dilutes it like tea, right? And so, you know, the word kind of spread over to Montana. But fortunately, I happen to know one of the co-founders. And we were in that company that I told you about earlier when I talked about it, back in the 90s. And you know, I don't know if you were really paying attention to Tony, but I hope you were. Because see, he said nearly everyone never makes it big in the first one. And what did I tell you? I got in network marketing, but I changed horses. And boy, it changed our life. And it was gold and silver. Well, they got people in Idaho, they got people in Montana, people in Wyoming. Now, Wyoming's even more populated than Idaho and Montana, right? No. I mean, you might have to go 40, 50 miles from one house to the next house before you meet your neighbor. And they got a guy up there that's in our upline. And I met him, and he's even older than me. And they're bronze, you know. But the whole point of this is we're in their business, and they could have found every excuse in the world. Oh man, we don't go into town. We're so old now. We were on a cruise together just here in Miami. So, what kind of training is this that I'm giving? Well, first of all, I'm reinforcing about the real opportunity that Tony ended with. That's what the opportunity is. This company is only €3.5 years old. Reginald, 3.5 years. And you see the success your parents are having. That's why you is here today. Yeah? Well, you're going to have greater success. Because you're part of somebody that's visionary. Let's find how to instead of finding out how it can't be done. And that's one of the most important things. And that's what Tony talked about, mindset. Well, I want to share with you the basic secret of the system. And having a system is what's important. See, the company, the products, all that is right. And you aren't going to ever get one better. But my system is so simple, many people and other leaders ignore it. And I hope they keep ignoring it. Because if you follow my system in our group, you're going to have more success than anybody. It's real simple. I give you a job description. Because in the corporate world, every time somebody got a job or hired somebody, what's the first thing they say? Well, I'm supposed to do. All right, come in, give me a job description. Because they want to know how not to get fired, right? Yeah, that's really it. So I wrote a job description after I did network marketing for so long. Remember I told you I put together what my knowledge and the experience that I had in network marketing. So I did something that nobody in network marketing ever did. And I made it as simple as can be. It's 5 lines. Yeah. But at first, it starts with this. If you can't give me a commitment of 10 hours out of your life a week to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques it takes to be successful in network marketing, and believe me, you do not have them. Because if I didn't have them, I know you don't have them. And I had to learn them, and even with all my education, all my experience, all my successes in life, and I still had to learn them. And that's a shame. Now, Tony and all the co-founders of this company, if you'll see a name that we all talk about, and he was my mentor either, because I didn't grow up with one. I grew up really poor. I'm talking about poor. Now, Tony talked about poor too, but I grew up poor. My mother was a 4th grade educated, my dad 11th. I grew up so poor that, I had to work 2 and 3 jobs to go to college. And I'm the first person that ever even went to college on both sides of my family. My dad's family and my mom. And my mom comes from a family of 21. Ooh. Yeah, my grandfather was real busy. Had a lot of wives.
Must have been.
A lot of them died. And my dad had 8. So got a lot of it, right? And I'm the first person that ever even went to college, and I was the first person to ever graduate. So what's that has to do with training? Well, I was willing to do what others wouldn't, so I could have tomorrow what others couldn't. If you can't dedicate 10 hours out of your life to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques it takes, you do not deserve success. And all I ask is give yourself 2 years. 2 years. You buy a coin, you keep your attitude straight, you read Chuck Swindoll's Attitude every day before you walk out the door. And that'll help you keep your attitude straight. Help you keep off that negative saying, oh, this thing don't work. No, the thing works, you don't work. Because if you work, it works. Absolutely. Okay? And then the next thing you do is give that 10-hour commitment. And Mike, I always tell you how to make that commitment, don't I? Yeah. Like that hog does to our breakfast every day. Not like that stupid chicken does, right? That's a commitment. And so if you can't give that 10 hours, then trust me, you aren't going to be one of the successful ones in this business at the big end. You will be one of the ones that always found all the excuses. And it's okay. And you don't have to be able to talk like I do or like Tony or anything else. Just ask Colleen Lee. Just ask Bruce Harris. See, now I'm going to drop some names. Just like, well, Dana, she's a pretty good talker. But she didn't prospect the leaders that are in her business. And so she made a six-figure income because she got her family and her friends, and they all just jumped on board with her, and because she was excited and she was done and she was good at real estate, and man, they joined her, but it led from a person to a little person to a person, and guess what? Colleen J. Lee's in their business. Oh, guess what? A repeat successful Diane Graver has been successful in several now, always been a six-figure income in her business.
Yep.
But she didn't know Diane Graver. She didn't know Colleen Lee. Right? She didn't know Bob Reid. She didn't know Chris Lattin, another silver in the business. So was she going to make an income for the rest of her life? You bet your baby.
Yep.
Now, that can happen to you too if you give yourself the time to succeed. But if you just don't learn those skills and attitudes in the process of that happening, it'll never happen. This is all going to be crystal clear in a minute when I get on the computer and I share the screen with those of you on Zoom and those of you in this room. So I'm setting you up right now. Because what Tony told you in preface to this is the main thing. You got to get your mindset right. And if your mind's not open like a parachute, even in looking at this opportunity, doesn't the parachute work a lot better, George, when it's open?
Absolutely.
In my experience, you jump out of that plane, that sucker don't open, you splat, right? Well, it's the same thing in looking at the opportunity. And congratulations, young lady. You hit the opportunity this morning and you signed up. Give her a great hand. She took gun and said, man, if I don't do something different, I'm going to keep getting the same thing. So she understood about what my friend Einstein said, right?
Hey, Chris.
Exactly. And so here's the key. You got to take action. And then just go ahead the first day. I don't care if you've done network marketing. Here, I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you've done network marketing before and you think you already know how to do it, and you're not willing to learn what I'm going to teach you, then go ahead. You do it your way. But don't come running to me telling me it don't work.
Oh, that's right.
Okay? Because that's that other thing. You're not teachable and you're not coachable. Okay? So you already know how to do everything, so go do it. Okay? And so you've got to be teachable and coachable. And we learned that from Jim Rohn too. Okay? And so we have a lot of common. Richard, Josh, Zach, Tony, me, because see, I've been to every seminar that Jim Rohn's given. I've listened to every tape that Jim Rohn's produced. I've read every book that Jim Rohn has written. Why? I wanted something different in my life. Absolutely. But see, we can give you all the shortcuts. But it's still better to self-improve. But this company's done it all for you. Something that we had to go scratch and dig and pay money for, put lots of sweats and toil into. But I'm telling you, this company's laid it on the table for you like I've never seen before. And that's what I talk about. So, what do you do in the 10 hours? Well, if you can't come to a school session, like attend a class, like going to college part-time, let's say you want to self-improve yourself, you take a 3-hour course, you got to go to class for 3 hours, you got to study for 3 hours, and then you got to put an extra 3 hours in if you want to make a B or an A. Now, if you just want to pass and maybe get along, you can put your 6 hours in if you want to be, hopefully, maybe almost average. But so that's like 10 hours in it. Now, if you go in to get your degree and you don't have a degree so you can get a better job just over broke, well, go ahead. But 3, 6, it takes 120 hours to get a degree. My math tells me that take you 20 years part-time. Does that tell you you're? Tell y'all something. When I graduated after 5 years in chemical engineering, I didn't start out at six-figure income. I had to work real hard and prove that I could do it versus all those other guys and gals that were there before I rose above them, okay? So here's my proposal to you. What's this job description? Commit 2 years of your life to not ask the question about, not give you a negative thought about this don't work, and just do the things you're told to do for 2 years. The simple things. What are the simple things? I'm about to share them with you real quick because this company saved us so much time. It's got it all in its back office. And so you got to put that time in, and then you got to learn how to, we call prospect. Now there's lots of ways to do it, and you're going to be absolutely terrible at it when you start. You're going to feel embarrassed. You're going to feel, oh, I ain't going to do that with nobody else. I just messed up. So I put myself to shame. Well, you just don't want to be rich. That's all I can tell you.
Don't want it
Okay.
now, huh?
Now, I wrote up a coin script. It's mine. I wrote it. I did it way back in the 90s. Richard had his. The guy that introduced me had his. And it was always, it was kind of fun. You drop the thing. Nah. I'm a marketer. That's what I earn big bucks for at the corporation. So that's knowing what works and don't work. That's knowing the psychology of marketing. There's a lot to that. So I turned around and I wrote a script. I wrote a script and I said, you got to memorize this sucker because you can't read it. You got to remember, and you got to make it fun. And so it's going to take you a while to practice it, want it out. You don't just flow out of the mouth, will you? But see, it flows out of my mouth and I don't have to memorize it because it just happens. And so let me teach you, because in learning that you can do this with total strangers, you can do it with your friends, and can any of you press play?
Yep.
Oh, you can. Well, you can make a ton of money if you put tape over your mouth and shut up.
Why?
Now you think, oh well, is he being mean to me? Is he trying to? I'm trying to help you be successful. And so you got to learn how to warm with form, and y'all hear this a lot from many people. You got to learn how to do that, but you got to learn how to not try and push people into something. You got to learn how to just conversationally pique people's interest. Quick example, and we'll use texts, we'll use emails, we'll use phone calls, we'll use all the things, but it's similar to things. But I'm going to tell you, the key is this right here, the product. Okay, and I'm going to do it with Mike. No, I'm going to do it with Christy, right? Who's just doing this. And we didn't even do this with her.
That's right.
Hey, Christy, it was so good meeting you today. Hey, it's been a pleasure that we, had a chance to meet and at this venue. And see, we don't have to be at a 7K venue. This can be anywhere, right?
Right.
Okay. So, I know we're about to head out, but do you have a couple of seconds? Maybe I could ask you a couple of crazy questions. Is that okay? See, most people will do that. I have hardly ever had anybody tell me no on that. Okay? And I do it all the time. Pamela sees me. I know when people stand in a line at the grocery store because you got these people, cash register. You ever see these cash register people running today? They take forever checking people out. And so you're both standing there. And so I just turn around. I might see Christine behind me. And I say, they take forever. See, I don't do this right away. I say, they take forever. Isn't that something? I say, wow, you look like a
very knowledgeable person. Yeah, while we wait, you mind if I ask you a couple of kind of crazy questions, if that's okay?
Right.
See, total stranger. Now I gave you two examples of how to get it introduced, right? But I didn't go and just say, "Hand me your hand. Let me show you something." You won't believe that.
Cops would be.
Oh, that ain't going to work. Okay, so now I set her up. I say,
Security. That was good.
and I take my coin, and I put her in here. I say that, Christy, and notice I call her by her name all the time. You always need to do this. Why? Because that's going to personalize our relationship. It's going to break down barriers. So I'm telling y'all some of the psychology of what I wrote and why it works. But at the end, I'll say, Christine, you know what you got in your hand right there? Notice I'm moving it around, I'm letting her feel the metal. Okay? You know what you have in your hand?
It's like a silver dollar.
You know what? That's what most people call it. Silver dollar, because it says dollar. But it also says it has 1 ounce of pure 999 silver. You have an ounce of pure silver in your
Nice to meet you. Bye.
hand. Yeah. See, notice I've got all 4 of those fingers and I squeeze and I don't let it over. Oh, that's the other trick to the trade, isn't it? Okay. So, you know, you have an ounce of pure silver. And remember, I told you I was going to ask you a couple of crazy questions.
Yeah.
If you had a choice, would you rather have just one of them in your hand, whole handful, a shoebox full, a closet full, a house full, or all you could get? What would you rather have?
All I can get.
You are a smart lady. I knew it as soon as I saw you. Notice I gave her a huge compliment. Now, I have found a way, Christine, that we can buy these silver coins at cost. Or we can earn them, or we can earn a little extra money, or a whole bunch of extra money, and we can have some fun in the process. Now, does any of those things interest you?
Well, of course.
Which ones?
All of them.
Oh, I knew you were a smart lady. Well, you know, I know it's a bad time, but would you like to know how?
Sure.
Okay. I can give her my card with my website and phone number, and it's over with. See how quick that was? I didn't give her a great big present. I didn't say jump into this, we'll make a ton of money. I just said, I want her to come to me.
Yeah.
Not me to go to her. Okay? If it didn't pique her interest, then that's okay. Okay? She's not who I'm looking for right now.
Right.
But we also have tools, like y'all have the app.
That's right.
You say, we got this thing now. This is pretty neat. Why don't I give you a little executive summary video? It takes about 18 minutes to explain everything. And if you like what you see, and if you see the same things I see, then you'll have my contact information. You get back right back with me. Can I text this to you?
Well, I guess so, because I don't think we're going to be in this line for 18 more minutes.
That's right. No, but I can text it to you. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to show her the app. I'm going to put her phone number in, and then I'm going to text it to her. But guess what I just got, even though I didn't ask her for?
Her phone number.
Hello, and I know her name. That's all I need. And I text it to her. I'm going checking out. Nice seeing you, Christy. Hope I talk to you soon. Watch that video now. Bye.
Well, what if I had said no, I didn't want to give you my phone number?
Well, that's okay.
Go to
I got a card.
Okay, what if I'm not
That's why you come to
online
training.
enough to have cards yet?
That's why you come. You know, everybody's got a card. As soon as you get in, you got a website. You can write it on a piece of paper and give it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But notice, you're not going to learn how to do everything. You're not going to learn how to do all the objections. You're not going to learn that overnight. How long did I tell you you're going to have to take before you get the proper skills, attitudes, and techniques to build it big?
2 years.
At least 2 years.
And now.
At least 2 years. That's why I want a commitment first, like that hall. Okay? Now, So you got to learn the skills, attitude today. So that second thing in the job description is you've got to learn either about Texas, the right kind of Texas. Now the company has theirs. I have some of my own, but you can use either one of them because they all work. It's a proven fact that company Texas work. It's a proven fact. Just look at the business, okay? And so you use the rapid flow, you use their techniques, you use the techniques in our associate training, and you just fail at it good for a while. But you're putting people in a pipeline. Absolutely. They may not join you here, but I have people that join me a year, 2 years, 3 years later. In fact, Tony was in the car with me driving over this morning when a person who hadn't renewed, and I was giving him a choice. He don't renew, okay, and he's got a huge business under him. Or he renews, and he has that huge business under him, he has a chance to work it. Guess what he chose to do, everybody?
To renew.
And so I was telling him, he didn't even know how to log in this back office, did he? I had to tell him over the phone, didn't I, Tony? Driving here this morning, okay? So that's why the time requirement. And if you're not willing to put that kind of time into your own success for your own future. So 2 years to learn and you get to earn while you're learning, and 3 to 5 years to build a walk-away income, you tell me any other business you have a chance to do that in. You tell me anything else in your life you have a chance to do that with. And so that's what we do. Now, what's the next thing you got to do? Come to a meeting like this once a week. And if you don't have one, Judy and Butch, you start one. Who do you preach to? Just like I had Danny and Tiffany in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I said, you prospect you and you train you. You reverse the roles. Every meeting you meet in your house, you set it aside and you don't bitch, bellyache, and moan about what's not working. You try and get them into business. You practice doing that. You practice training each other, and you make a commitment of a complete hour that you spend until you get another partner. And then you get another partner. Until you get another partner and another partner. And when you get a few partners, guess what's going to happen? You're going to grow. You're going to duplicate. But you got to have what, Mike? Up front. Every time you get a partner, they got to what?
Come to the meet.
Right. And when they got to commit. Right. How long?
2 years.
And then when you don't come to me, are you that chicken or are you that hog? Now, see, if you're not willing to make that call to your friend or to your person that you know, then you see you haven't toughened up. You don't have enough tough love, is what I call it yet. Okay? And so it might take you an extra year to really learn, because you got to do that. Okay? You got to care for the other person. But I care for them, because see, if Mike didn't come and George wouldn't call him, I'd call Mike. Okay? Because I care. I want him to succeed. But I'll let him make the choice of failing. Okay? Now, you got to make your list of 100. And you got to make your top 25. Now, I don't let our people do their, did I let you do your first ones by yourself? No. I don't want you going failing right there. We help you sponsor your first one on your left and the first one on your right, and we show you how. Oh, there we go. Now we duplicate.
That's the sponsor.
Then we leapfrog. Because if you can't do it, we show them by helping them get their one on the left and one on the right, and you watch us do it. Now you should be trained a little bit to put a coin in somebody's hand and press play. Now, what I mean by put a coin in their hand and press play? Well, we have what? Home meetings. Everything starts in the home with us. Does it, George?
Right.
We don't go doing these business meetings somewhere and luncheons and all that. Everything starts one-on-one, belly button to belly button, eyeball to eyeball, or on the phone together, or on a Zoom meeting together. And we help you get yours. but you got to be ready to work. If you're not ready to work, it ain't gonna happen. Okay? Because you're not gonna give me your list of people and I'm gonna sponsor them for you. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. Now I might get your list of your people from you, and I might sponsor some people on one leg for you. That'll be okay. I'll just show you it works. Okay? But I'm not gonna make you money with you doing nothing but give me a list of people. Okay? Now, so you got to make your list, you got to pin the meet, and then you got to do what? Most of your training time in my first 2 years is you doing what I'm about to show you on the computer. Your own self. So see, it's how much self-discipline you have. It's how much are you going to really do your homework? Are you going to go sit in class and then not do the homework like most people do in college? And that's why they flunk out. The ones that do the homework, they make it through. Okay? Are you going to do what others won't so you can have tomorrow what others can't? How we raise our kids. And so that seems like and then you go to a company events. Company events, most important thing you can do. Well, I'm not making any money. I'm only learning this part-time. And going to company event, well, you'll never understand the opportunity. Right. You'll never understand the opportunity. I'm sorry, you won't grow with a company. You'll never understand. It is a priority of success, an absolute priority of success. Is this a very hard job description? Nope. Yeah, that's why everybody in all these network marketing leaders tell me that's too simple. Simple is what it is. Is it easy? No. But it's mostly you. You. Not me. You. Okay? Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I had to set you up with this. And y'all going to like this part, I'm very sure. What I'm going to do is share the screen so everybody on Zoom can see this too, but y'all can see the big screen up there. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up. Everybody knows how to get into their back office, right? You go into your main website, and everybody knows that I'm in my back office right now because what does this say? Yeah, so I'm already logged in, correct? Right. When you go to your website and it says log in, you're on your e-commerce site. Right. Now, this is a very important thing to tell y'all because y'all will make mistakes and you'll sign people up on the wrong website. And then you got to get it. You got to cancel it. You got to get them in. And I'll tell you, that'll put brakes on your business a lot. And some people get impatient when they're new and they don't even understand how big the opportunity is. So notice this. Log out. Now, notice the other thing. If you're ever unsure about which website you're in, go to the very bottom down here, and it tells you whose it is when you are logged in. Yeah. Okay, we're on George's website. I don't want to be on George's website. I want to be on mine. I don't want to sign somebody up on George.
Why not?
If I don't click on George,
People like that.
hell, he'd like it, but I wouldn't like it.
Sandra would like it even more.
And so look, what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm trying to get my picture up here and get these people up. Okay, so I don't have to keep looking down. So I'm going to log into mine, y'all. And hopefully we can get this going a little quicker. I thought I had it set up already, though.
Can you turn out those lights to cut the glare
Oh,
on the
yes.
screen? Would you mind?
Sure.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, when you first log in, you're going to come to your dashboard. Is that not true? Okay. Now, when you first sign up, we'll show you. You're going to have 0 over here and 0 here. That's your people you've enrolled, right? That are active. Okay. And then you have 0 points here and 0 points here. Now, what you want is 500 points here and 500 points here. And you get a what? Hello? $500 cycle check. That will help, right? How do you get that? I sponsor one here on my left, one here on my right, and then I help them get theirs and help them get theirs. And we're going to show you how this works real quick just with pictures, okay? And these things down here are like your coins of the month. These are that retail product, that $1.2 billion mistake, that variety coin, these specialty coins. And so if you'll just look at this, what I try to encourage people to understand if they're building their business, think in the future. Think about, you can only sponsor on your left and sponsor on your right. Even if you don't understand this, get in now, because I'm building this. And if I'm sponsoring you, I got to drive right through you. So I'm going to be building the business under you no matter what. I didn't say I'm going to make you your money. I didn't say I'm going to build you your business, but I'm going to build a team underneath you that's going to generate business that you could never build. Okay. Now, I basically, when we first started, we didn't have all these points here because we didn't have those people down there. But we basically make over $3,000 a month just with people buying coins. And that's no coin drops. What do you mean with coin drops? Well, they come in, they drop these special coins that everybody wants to buy, and it makes more points come up in addition to these. And oh, by the way, this is not renewals. So your membership is good for how long? 1 year. And then they have a choice to renew or not renew. Well, that means more points than what's programmed here comes in. This is just autosavers. And then when new people enroll, because people get new, they want to start one on the left, one on the right, that's more points. And so that's how I was only programmed this week. This is ending week of 22, right? Today's the last day, Saturday. Yesterday was our coin of the month. So we only had 405 points coming up on the left. We only had 450. That's not even enough to get a $500 check, right? But look here. Dadgummit, Tony, I'm a silver. I can only get $3,500. Son of a gun. Same thing happened to me last week. That's a shame. And so, I'm trying to give you a little advanced training, a little beginning training at the same time. Now, when you first open this up, you're going to see all kind of different things. But number one, this is loyalty points. And this is another way you earn wealth. You earn it. You don't have to pay for it. You earn it. Okay. And then you have open video. It'll take you to the videos that we're talking about, that 18, it's not quite 18 minutes, but this is the presentation Tony gave today. Or you can do that coin drop. You can go over and call up Kristen. She's a very good friend of yours. And you say, what are you doing today? Long time since we had coffee. Can I come over and spend about 15, 20, maybe half an hour with you if you got time? Let's have a cup of coffee. I got something I'd like to talk to you about. Yeah, most of the time, people people you're friends with, they're going to say, okay, go over there, don't just go run right into it. Have a cup of coffee. How's things been going? How's this? You say, I run across something that's pretty unique. And you drop the coin in their hand, do the best you can at my coin script. And then you pull out your little phone, you pull up this little thing, and you press play, and you watch it with them. That's it. That's the presentation. And they'll tell you if you pique their interest or not, if they want more information or not. Okay? But you also put them in a pipeline. And so that's part of how you build a business, or how do you do in the business here. We're going to go back. And notice it's in Spanish too now. Okay? Now, the other thing is when you get a person on, one of the first things you want to show them is their hamburger menu, this right here, okay? And the fact that they've got a lot of links here. And they need to click on all these links. We're on the dashboard right now. But profile is one you definitely need to show them. And we show them profile real quick. And we show them this is how we make an address change if we want to ship a product somewhere else. This is how we add different payment methods in if we want to have payment. This is how we edit our phone number if we have to change our phone. And if you want it to show on the bottom of the website, like I have mine, then you got to click this and then save changes, because the company will not do that. They will not put your information out without your permission. You give your permission yourself. Same thing with the email address. And if you ever have to change your password, this is how you edit it. And then if you're looking about your membership you have, notice that I signed up for a premium, I renew with a premium. If you want to change how you renew, then you pick another membership. It's just that simple, but I want to renew in premium. And so I'm going to stay just that way. Okay. And so you tell them about the genealogy settings and that to use the holding tank or not to use the holding tank and what it means. And the fact that they're going to have to choose either auto place left or auto place right. And the reason they have to choose is nobody can stay in the holding tank for 36 hours or until the payroll is run 12 o'clock midnight Mountain Standard Time. The computer will place them, whichever comes first, 36 hours, or they're in the computer at the time that the payroll is run. Nobody can exist in yo-yo land, limbo, okay? Limbo is what I want to say. Okay, so it's very important you go over this and you explain the fact that right now, that holding tank's going to show up down here, and they got to come in to their back office. They got to, their name of that person they enrolled will be right here or jumped on board with them, and they click left or they click right, and then they place them on the left side or right side. It's their choice, okay? If they do not use the holding tank and they have placed auto right, everybody will be placed in the computer automatically. When they sign up, they'll be placed on the right side, okay? So, and I know that most people's brains are mush after you just signed in because they won't remember half of this or a third of it, but it's very important you still go over it with them. You show them accounting. What's accounting? You show them, this is where their free bank account with 7K is. And you're going to be able to save money by buying your products out of your own bank account, okay? And it's going to show them what they earn so far now in the business. And it's going to show them that they have checks that are not even here, but it's pending because they have to wait until people's paychecks, their credit cards clear just in case they get a return and change their mind, okay? And so you'll see that that's what I was talking about right there. I had another 3,500 right there and had about 4,800 points that week too. So you get the entire history of your business. Okay. Now you go to order history. So this, when you make an order, if you're concerned that you may have clicked the button too many times, because every time you click a button, it makes an order. I always need to tell you that right up front. This, you can go and you can click on it and you can see what order you made. You can also see, you know, the FedEx tracking on that order is right there. And so you can click on that and you can allow them to send you texts and it tell you every step. And when it's delivered to your door, you know it's there. And I kind of really like that function, especially when I'm getting unique coin. Then this is where you do your auto saver. And if you don't have one, then you can also change it here. So if you want to change from a coin, now I get my state coin on my top center and I get our variety coin on Pam center because it counts more points and I want more points to go to her and to me. And so I get my least point coin on my very top center, me, and then we get our variety coin on Pamela's center. And then I do what I teach. I teach people to always add some silver at cost to their shipment, 5, 6, 7 coins. Now, I've been buying silver and gold for over 30 years, and I accumulate because you're accumulating real wealth for the reasons this company started. Well, I encourage people to do that. It's better to keep silver than keep money over in the bank that gets diluted. And you will get these at pure cost and you pay no shipping on them. But this is where you make. Now, if I click this little button process now, notice I let that hand go, but I take my hand away from that clicker, because if I click that process now, it makes an order instantaneously. So if you ever want to or need to make yourself active, to be active, because you got points that's going to close on that check that night, and you need a state coin or a variety coin, you notice you can't buy those in the products list. You come, you add an autosaver, and then you click process now, it'll ship it to you, and it's done, and then you can delete it. Notice, see these little deletes? Then you can delete it, and it won't be an auto ship if you have that case. So I'm going to give you a ton of training on your first view of your back office. And I'm going to tell you where things are, and then I expect you later, this is part of your homework. I expect you to go back in detail and click on these same links and learn what they are. Now, this is downline. When you first sign in, you're going to have this. And even at a $1.99 for 3 months. But after that, you aren't going to have it unless you're paying that extra monthly fee, okay? And so that's the difference between the premium package and the standard package and the standard plus. You have it for so many months, and then you do not have it anymore. Now, I'm going to give you some training on this, because this is where I'm going to come back and do some training on and today, because people don't really know how to use this. Like, this has saved me so much time and helped me keep our business efficient and effective, and the company provides some of the greatest tools I've ever seen in network marketing history. No other company provides the tools that are here. So I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to come back to this, and we're going to spend a little time on this part. Okay, that's called downline. This is the loyalty points. You're going to get loyalty points based on your rank. You start getting loyalty points when you're copper. So if you've got 500 points on one side, or 600 points on one side and 800 points on the other, you're going to get 100 loyalty points. How's that? Because you're going to get a $500 cycle, and you're going to get a check. They're going to deduct 500 points from each side. Your strong side, they're going to leave 300 points in. And then on your weak side, where you had 600, they're going to take 100 of those points, and instead of you losing them, they're going to get credited up into your loyalty reward points counter, your bank account there. And they'll tell you it's called commission rollover. And notice that week, that was a real big mistake Bob Reid made. Because I could have bought some extra property and made a $500 check, and that extra property would have been free. Well, there's a reason. I didn't really make a mistake. There's a reason for this, and I'm dealing with it right now. But here's the real key is I've turned in some of these and got some of these products. And it only takes 450 points, and you get a product. Take 600 points, you can get an Idaho coin. There aren't going to be many of those left. But since I already turned in some points, I have to wait. I can only use my loyalty points every 30 days, okay? Now, Pamela's got Al Capone on hers out of her loyalty points, and we're getting enough left. You see in mine's 2,250. I got enough loyalty points to get that coin right there. And that's what I'm about to get when my 3 days is over with. Okay, my 3 days of jail. And we're going to turn it in. That's free. I call it my 3 days in jail. Won't let me order. Won't let me order. It won't let me order. See what? I'll show y'all. See, I want to order this, so I click on it, and it won't let me order. It comes up that little circle with a line through it. It says, no,
No,
It
no.
hasn't been 30 days.
It hadn't been 30 days.
Did you tell them who you were?
But that gum computer doesn't listen well. And so now you're going to look at points, okay? Now here's points. This is something that's really great. No other company ever shows you. Every time a point, it's actually when they click yes or order, those points go in. Now y'all notice today is February 22nd.
Yes.
Okay, there's a huge number of people that they thought about coming to this meeting, but guess what they've been doing today while we've been having the training?
Fine point.
Oh, look at Randall. He got, oh, look at here. Look what he renewed with.
That's when you're on the phone.
And that was me getting that one. That was who I was on the phone with and driving over this morning. So notice the time, 9:15 this morning. So I got a sale this morning, everybody. How about that? So I still do what I teach, right? I still do what I teach. Okay. Now, and then look at all these other people. Oh man, 150, 150. Wow, they doing some good work. Baby, you got some good players on your team.
I know it, honey.
Woo, unbelievable. Now, those are points, and you can look at that, and you can see the reason is when your week is coming to end, you need to learn about the strategies that you can employ to help you and your team optimize your business and optimize the growth of your business and the expansion of your business. That's too much to train here. You have to be part of my group and spend the time on a week. I don't do it one-on-one. I'm sorry if you won't come to class, you don't get it.
And today's
Okay.
Saturday, right?
That's right. And everybody else is partying and Mardi Gras and we're making money. Okay, here's events. Okay, if you hadn't bought your ticket, better go get it, okay, before it gets expensive. And then if you want to know how to get on to your Monday night, every Monday night, this is part of events. This is part of that job description. When you read my job description, you're supposed to be on that call every Monday night. It's about 20 to 35 minutes, somewhere in that order of magnitude. And if you miss it, it's your responsibility to go to where I'm going to show you that all calls are recorded and you can click on them and listen. You need fast forward through some sections and it doesn't take you that long because it's not live. Okay, that's your little quick tour of your back office after I show you the most important link. And this is your link where you get your wealth strategies. These are the videos. These are the PowerPoints. These are the PDFs, and it's in English and Spanish. And you can click on them, download them. You just need to work. This is that associate training. This is where you can fit it in. But your job is to watch every one of these. And if I enrolled you, if I sponsored you, I am checking on you. So you don't lie to me and tell me you've been watching them, because I can tell you when you clicked on it, how much of it you watch and what you got to watch. And so, this is a great thing. See, the company tells me what you watch on my website. Isn't that neat? And so just be honest, if you skip in class, then skip class and just be, own it. Okay. Now, here's the other, I went back too far, so I'm going to go back to that link because it's a very important thing. Now, it's up to you to watch these. I'm not going to sit there and watch them with you. It's up to you to watch these. And it's up to you to watch them as many times as necessary. Now, I want to tell you, I teach this. I have watched that associate training set of videos at least 5 times since they've had them when they put them up there the very first time. I'm talking about every one of them. So if I've watched them at least 5 times, how many times do you think you ought to watch them? I'm going to tell you how many times over a 2-year period, how many times you ought to watch them. You need to watch them until you can train it. Until you can train that content, you hadn't watched it enough. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Until you can train it, you hadn't watched it enough. Okay? And then you want to know about your gold and silver. I have people call me up and start asking me questions or answered on that. You can ask the guy that called me last night. I wasn't really that rude, but I said, have you watched this? They said, well, no, I hadn't watched that yet. But you know what? I said, I'm not going to answer that question. I'm sorry. I send out videos, I send out trainings, and if you hadn't clicked on my training, you hadn't clicked on my video, I am not going to take the time. I can't do this with hundreds and hundreds of people. You need to respect my time like I respect your time. And so I don't babysit y'all. I'm sorry. I'm building a big business. I think earning $7,000 a week is big business. I think you should too. I think earning $1,000 extra a week is big business. I think some people could earning $2,000 a week would be the dream of their lives. So I think that's big business. And so if you treat it like big business, it'll give you a big business return.
And use the training tools.
And these are the tools you need to do. Now, this is going to tell you everything you need to know about gold and silver bullion, about numismatic coins, about the vernacular that's used in the language. And these are not long videos. Everything like the associate training is somewhere about 2.5 minutes to 12, 13 minutes long. So they're real short clips and you can fit them in and get them watched. And I'd say get through these as fast as possible because you'll have the basic beginnings of what this business is all about. And then if you want to know, boy, this is your link to 7K Getaway, the website where you can book your hotels and your resorts and your car rentals. And I use it a lot. I'm just telling you, that's where I book at. Okay. And I save money and I use my cards. And the sooner you can book something, the more you're going to save. That's all I can tell you. And it works. And I've already done all the comparisons between all the other onlines. And then the healthcare plans. If you want to know don't call me up and ask me what they are and how they do it and ask me about the plans. That's what this is for. You click on that link right there and it's going to take you to that website on the 7K Healthcare. You scroll down and it'll give you the comparison of the plans right there. You want to find if your doctor's who's the provider in your city, in your state, click on it. It's a real simple. But anyway, I'm going to tell you it covers just about everybody because I already clicked on all these things. You want to know anything about anything. Plus, they got an 800 number or, it's a free long distance. You call and talk to the 7K Health care people that are the experts in it. Please do not call me, okay? Or call anybody in the upline because they shouldn't be answering these questions. And then if you want to convert or transfer one of your paper money IRA gets diluted every day into real gold IRA, well, this is where you find out how. Do not call me. Do not call your upline. They should not answer that question. They should only tell you, go here, click on this, click on that, and call, okay? Because they should not be answering that question. Now, you just had a quick tour of this website, but I'm going to go back to the dashboard because I told you you have 4 back offices. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm going to use Pam's, okay? I'm going to use mine and I'm going to use Pam's. Okay, I got to use mine for a reason. Okay, now, if you notice down here, it's click into classic back office. You're going to have things in your classic back office you cannot see in this back office. And that's where I do a lot of management from because I like a quick oversight so I can make quick decisions. And I like to teach that because I don't like a lot of administrative time. I like to build. I like to talk to people. I like to enroll people. I like to put silver in people's hands. I don't want to spend and do paperwork. I had enough fill of that. That's why I left it in 1994. Now, you can click here and you go to, I already have the back office open, okay? But it's going to bring you up and I'm going to show you that on another window. What I want to show you is that other website. I take that person through this training right here and I encourage you to do it. And if I have somebody in another city, in another state, and I can't do it like here, look what I'm doing. I'm doing a Zoom. Everybody I enroll or everybody I help enroll from my people that I help enroll, I do this with them. Okay. And I give them this tour of the website. You see, go to training. I tell them to go to training. We're going to go to that. Up. I'm going to X this. And now we're going to go to that other website. Oh, now you have to.
Wait till I finish my eyes.
You'll have to get a password, sign in, and then after that's okay. But this is that training center. And so a new person, Kristen, now we're talking about you go here and you'll get your own board training. That one right there. You watch it, Zach can give you a good on board training. Notice I've watched these things, huh? Dadgum, I must do what I train.
Yes.
That's a shame. Isn't that amazing? Now I've watched this over and over and over. I don't know. I started watching it again. Every time I watch it again, it takes your check away. Same thing here with this. Notice that? 26%. What does 26% mean, y'all?
That's all you watch.
Those of you that have been trained, what does that 26% mean?
You only watch 26% of it.
26%.
Yeah, because I was already live, but I wanted to see something else again, and I went to it and I watched it over, or I watched it over. I wanted to hear what was on that corporate call again. Okay, so it tells you how many of them I've rerun, okay, because I'm on every live call, okay? And so did I do the website walkthrough? Now, what I just did for you, if you can't remember what I just did for you, go here, click on website walkthrough, right here, select it, and guess what? Blake is going to give you a walkthrough on every one of those links and explain them just like I did. Okay, how about that, y'all? Isn't that neat?
Yep.
The company has made it so duplicatable that we just got to point people in the right directions if they've got a burning desire, if they really have a want to, if they really have a why. Okay, now the same thing here. If you look here, you got Tony did a great job in wealth strategies presentation, but like I do it a different way, Tony does it a different way, Colleen Lee does it a different way, Shelby does it different. We all have our own techniques. Tom does it a different way, Richard does it a different way. But if you want to kind of practice, here, the company teaches you how to do it. You decide what's good for you, how you can relate to people. And then you see here, I'm telling you, there's no way around this. All that training I got and spent, I spent over $20,000 in seminars, in tapes, in books. And when I was learning all those skills, I had to, company gives you access to all those for $395 a year. Wow. This is unbelievable to me. So if for young people who really want to get some real mentorship and from proven mentors, go get you your package, okay? And there it is. And now they got it in Spanish too. So, you know, I'm going to go back to the 7K right here and take me back to where? Right here to the start. So learn how to navigate your back office. This is another back office. You see this thing, file vault? I'm just going to show you a few things, okay? I'll let you pick up on the rest of them. But this is where you can download everything, where you can download logos that you can use. You can down PowerPoints. You can down graphics of the one-page comp plan. You can the benefits, one-page description of all the benefits, where you can do the PDF of the wealth strategies brochure, where you can do everything's right here. You can download it and use it. Learn how to use it. And so you got to know where it's at to be able to do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go, I'm going to stop sharing this, and then I'm going to open up this other back office, and I'm going to expand this screen. And, oh,
You did.
I know, but I got to make sure I'm sharing again. Oh, heck,
You logged out.
I logged out.
Go to Pam.
I got to escape. See, I'm just not as good on Apple as I am my own stuff.
They're still there.
Okay, they're still there, but I'm not. I got to make sure I share my right screen or they can't see it.
Gotcha.
Okay, bingo. We're going to go here. I'm going to share. Now they'll be able to see what y'all can see. And I'm going to open that big. I'm going to go back to Bob. I'm going to sign back in again. And then we're going to scroll down. And we're going to go to Classic Back Office. I'm going to sign in.
That was just the usual, just go. I'll still include it. Just go.
Okay. Give me a wave like this if you see the gold and white back office on Cindy and Delta. I just want to make sure you're seeing the right screen up there. Okay.
There he is.
There's
Look.
Delta.
Done. Just wave your hand like this if you can see the gold and white. Okay. You're on the right back office. One, my phone is just eating up, burning hot. It opens up all kind of things on me. Okay. The reason I'm going to take you here is because this is the back office I use. This and that downliner I'm going to go back to give you a little training on that I use most to manage my business real quick, real sight. There's tons of great information here. Not only do you see the live spot price when the market is open here, and I love that, but you get to see all the recent enrollees. And like I said, the other people that was, you know, just came on board, got a whole crew of them out here over in Central. And they just said, I think we're going to skip this Super Saturday. We're going to go to Salt Lake, Bob. We're going to sign people up because we got house meetings and we want to get our one on the left and one on the right. And they've been doing it today, obviously. And that's why when I looked at my points and I said, oh no, I need to be gold, Tony. At $1,300. And heck, it'd probably be more than that by the end of the day, knowing those guys. And then I go down here and I'm looking, let's say during a week, I'll have so many points that come up. And then I'll look here and I see, okay, next week I got this many points. And so I don't want to be 20 points short of a check. I mean, I love those coins. I'll buy another coin myself and get a $500 check. I'd rather a $500 check than 480 points go to loyalty points. And so, you know, that's just the way, that's one of the things, just kind of one of the thought processes we're talking about. But the thing I really like is this reports tool right here, download enrollments, because we don't have this any other, not this way, because I like real quick summary. Man, I can look at this. I know who's sponsoring who's doing what, when they did it. And I can really look at some of these things and I can see who's going to be calling me. You know, if they're not already calling me, I'm not already working with me. And y'all just take note. You're going to take note of the man called Wayne Clark, who is the reason that Pamela's a silver today,
I love
is Wayne is probably going to be the fastest bronze in the company. He'll probably be a bronze in his first week in the business. I think he'll be a bronze for the end of the night. Now I'm looking at what's going on. And that was his goal. He was already a copper after 2 days. And he wanted to shoot to be bronze. And I think he made it. I'll have to go look. But this is the neat thing about this. This gives you the tools to do that. The other thing I really like about this, in points, you can keep going forever in points on your blue and white back office. You can't keep going forever. And so I really need to know what's going on. When you learn, when you are in big business, I think I have a big business right now.
Yep.
If you, Tony, would you say we have big business if you make $7,000 in a week? That'd be pretty big business, right? And so, you know, I want to know how to help the people in my business, and I use these tools that the company has provided. I don't have to do anything with them. Now, the reason I want to show you this real quick is that everybody starts off with nothing on the left and nothing on the right. So that's just the way it is. Okay? And then that's the way it was with me 3.5 years ago, right here in Baton Rouge. And I called George, and we had a meeting on Friday night here 3.5 years ago. And then I put everybody that was in that meeting, I let them all sign up. I only sponsored 3. I sponsored George, Woodrow, and my wife. That was it. I have never put another person on this side since that night. Since that night. Okay? I've never put another person on this side since that night.
Whoopee.
Okay? Not a person that's going to work in that and build a business.
Because you don't fit in there.
And so, you know, I told them to do what? Do my job description. I'll come do a meeting with you once a week. And I never missed unless I was sick or traveling. Right, George?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I left out of that meeting Friday night, and I started calling people in other states down that line. Individuals. They are in all different places. None of them are together there. They're in different states. But I knew them. Some people I called were already dead. You gotta remember, I'm 73. I did my business back in 96. Too many people I called, they dead.
You didn't sign them up, did you?
But here's my point, y'all. I always teach, and what I teach is do it as family business. You know, George and Sandra's in the business. And when Richard first called me, I joined, and right there on my phone that night, hot and sweaty in my mom's house I'm rebuilding, and from the flood, and I signed Pamela up and put her on my left. There she is, right there at the top, and then I signed her company up because she has a business, and I put her on my right side. And they said, I did not call Pamela and say, hey, baby, can I get in this business? And I didn't ask. I said, can I put you over here? I mean, I hear that out of people sometimes. And I say, yeah, man, do you ask your wife if you can go apply for a job somewhere? You ask your wife if you can make money? Or I asked the wife, you asked your husband? You know, it's the same thing. You're a money earner, you're a money earner. Make decisions. This is a business. It's not a hobby.
But it's also a family business.
And it's also a family business. But you notice who's in business with me? My wife. She's a supporter. Okay, we all have different roles in the business as a family business, and so we treat it as a family business. And then I just have some rules of the business because I know you cannot build but 2 legs in binaries. I've seen many leaders or so-called leaders try to build 2 or 3, 4 legs at one time. And I'm telling you, you can't do it. And you either take it from a person with my experience and make your own mistakes, because what you don't do is what I do. I create a long driving leg, and I create a business that when I go back like these guys, everybody that I sponsor or put into my legs, none of them want to get out.
That's a good thing.
None of them want to leave, even if they're not sponsoring anybody. Because when I show them, when they got to renew, all this business that's underneath them, just like the guy on the phone that I had this morning, and I had talked to him before because he needed to renew. He didn't renew. His card was bad, and he didn't even know how to go in his back office, put a new card in. Okay, and he didn't respond to customer support, trying to send him an email or actually he had a wrong email, done changed email, and so when I finally got in touch with him, and it took a while because he had been moved and retired, and I said, hey, look, I got somebody that I'd like to transfer that position to, and I'll get you all your money back. And they said, well, what? Well, why don't you give me all my money back? I said, well, you're not going to work it, right? And he said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I don't want that position to expire. I got somebody I can help and give them a head start. Because they're ready, they want to work with me. And I had not a one of those suckers would let me do that with anybody.
Yeah, each one of
They all got, and guess what they're doing too now? Buying a coin of the month, and they never bought one before.
You threatened them.
No, it isn't that. I just told them what they had. Well, see, I'm able to do that because I build long, powerful legs helping other people.
each one of those dots is a
And
person.
by building long, powerful legs, by helping other people, they eventually might see the opportunity 2, 3, 4 years from now. And then they might learn more about it. Like each one of these that I did this year, 6 of them. They're all going in their back office to find out what the heck this company's all about. Okay, well, I might stimulate a new partner. I mean, they might contribute a little, but they might lead to a person who leads to a person who leads to a person like Wayne, or like George, or like Tony, or like Colleen, or whoever. And so people that get in the way of success have an opportunity beyond their wildest imagination. And then when you start building your legs and you do the same thing that I teach, you're in a common driving leg with everybody that you do. And then I tell you to actually start sponsoring on the opposite side. I know it's different than what other people teach, but this is what I teach. And I teach it for a reason. Because I tell you to get into your pay leg quick, because I want you to make a check quick.
Right.
Because, see, you could sponsor your wife over here, and that's an active, and then you got a pay leg. That's pretty cool. Okay? So if you didn't come in with a business family pack, you got a chance to do it later. And that's the only reason I'm telling you now. And now, Pamela, so when I look at my business, I still have, well, I told you I've never sponsored another person after that night on the other side, except for some memberships that are just pure members to be buying a coin and getting active, but they're not business builders. And I still got $78,000 on my left side in the bank, don't I, Tony? Man, so the way I teach people is you keep driving that leg until you make 4 checks in a row right there without a hiccup. Okay? When you make 4 checks in a row without a hiccup, then guess what? Come on over here and let's start helping Pamela build. So now I'm working 2 legs. I'm working this leg and this leg with Pamela. I'm not working 4 legs. I'm supporting a 3rd leg, but I'm not working. I'm supporting it. I build on this leg and this leg. And so since I built through this, we built up a bank account on Pamela's right side. And so everything we do on this side, we get paid double.
Yeah.
I like leverage. I don't know about you, but I like leverage. And that's why you do that. But at the same time, we're building a whole new support group leg for people here. And guess what? Hey, Evelyn, do you want to transfer it? I can get you $1,000 for your site. You want to transfer it? Well, I'm dadgummit. Why not? That's $1,000. Well, because see, this person that we just got into business, it's under Rod, and he became a bronze this week. Hey, Rod, bronze. Everybody give a hand, Rod. He became a bronze this week.
Oh,
Claudia's gonna love that.
look at his pen.
There's a man that just got into business. This guy just got into business. He hasn't even been in the business 7 days.
And
Will y'all look at this?
Yay,
He
way.
did
All
in
that-
7 days.
All that is under Rod.
Evelyn's
It's
left.
under Evelyn. It's under Constance. It's under people. I got in the business and said, you hang in, you do what you need to do, you learn, you do my job description, and you're going to have a fortune later
And look how
because this
even he
company is
built it.
going to grow.
So
Well, he's kind of experienced. He's kind of experienced.
in 7 days, he built it that even.
Mhm. And so, over here, y'all see that we had in Miami, Tiffany and Danny Clements. So all the people that I talked to, like Cindy and Delton, Richard, all these people that we got in the way of our success. And we have Albuquerque under here. Oh, wow. And it just keeps going on. Well, by the way, this thing doesn't go as far as the organization goes, because this chart only goes so many levels deep. And so what the main thing to tell you is this business has just started. Every one of you have this same opportunity if you will learn the skills, attitudes, and technique. If you'll learn the tools, if you'll go over them, hash over them, if you'll always stay, I can, I will, instead of, oh man, this don't work. Oh, nobody listens to me. Everybody says no. Oh, everybody says it's this. Everybody says that. Oh man, just have your own pity party and go ahead and wallow. Okay? But if you really want to succeed in life, you'll never get a vehicle like this one, and it will only last for about another 10 years to have that explosive growth opportunity for yourself. And I think this company will go through at least 4 years of momentum growth. What's momentum growth? You at least double your size every year. And so that's because we're going nationwide, border to border, coast to coast, and then we'll go globally around the world with a seamless comp plan. And then if you do have a business family pack, and you'll be able to start working if one leg develops stronger than the other, and then you can build 2 and earn leverage income. But I admit, this comp plan means that you've got to help people you got to rank up, you got to help people in that leg. And so we have to help people all the way down at the bottom of this leg, and people still get sponsored at the bottom of that leg down there because we have people have to rank up. And the same thing happens on this leg over here. And the same thing's going to happen to that other leg. And the same thing will happen to you, but when you understand it. Now, I know you don't understand a lot of what I just went over. But see, you got 2 years to learn it. And if you're at training class, you'll learn it. If you're not at training class, you won't learn it. Okay? It's just that simple. Now, I'm going to go back. I'm going to stop on this one. Okay? And I'm going to see if I got my other site open. Stop sharing, but I want to try and get to that. How do I'm going to log out of this sucker. And exit it. Oh, that's it right there. Don't do that?
Well, we got offline.
Well, I'll get back online. See?
Okay.
I got to exit that. I'm still online. I want to go back and give y'all that last bit. And this is going to be kind of important here for you. There, I knew I was still there. See, I know a little bit about this stuff. It keeps you logged in, and that's part of the problem. See, there's my back office open. Okay. And so
Use that for explain.
I'm not going to do that, George.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
All right.
And here, I'm going to go to downline. You're going to be fine. Okay, here, why? I'm going to show you how to use some things here. This is your whole organization. Now, this says that I only have 543 members, and I'll guarantee you, Tony, you can probably answer this question. You go around the country a lot. I bet there's a whole bunch of people more in this organization. Got a lot more people in their organization, but they don't make the money I make.
That's correct.
Oh, what's the difference, Tony? No, I got actives. That's the difference. I got actives. And these are all the actives. These are all the people that buy coins every month. Okay? And I use this because this tells me that Stephen might become inactive in 2 days.
Because he's yellow cautious.
Yep. So I look at this and I click on it and I say, aha, Teresa's his sponsor. Guess who I'm calling? Teresa. Aha, thank you. And then I just scroll through this. And do you see how fast that is to scroll through that? Does this how much time is this taking me? Oh, I see Silver Scale. Oh, that's Michael. Got to give Michael a call. Or if I see Michael, I'm going to give Jim a call. Or I'm going to give Delta a call. See, I know who to call, even without that. But see, I look at this, and I don't see a whole heck of a lot of yellows. Do y'all?
Or reds.
Well, many of these sometimes are just, they're signed up for the coin of the month, but it's due to ship. Well, I know we just had a coin of the month shipment, so I know these yellows are not that reason. Now, if they become inactive, what does that mean? It means that they're, oh, wait a minute. I may not be sharing. Dadgummit. 1 second, y'all. Let me go here. Yeah, you got a little bit of, I got to share. Hopefully I was sharing with y'all and y'all saw that. And if I'm not sharing with y'all on Zoom sometimes, y'all just text me, okay? Or call me, because I'll be okay. So we're on the first one anyway, so you see what I mean? These are all actives. Everybody in the organization, okay? In my entire organization, both left and right. Now, I can do it, either I can look at one side, that's all my left side, or I can look at my right side. And since I'm concentrating on the right side, who do you think's concentrating on the left side? Who do you think I'm dealing with? I'm dealing with my partner, George. So I know George already knows how to do this, okay? And Sandra. So I know they know how to do that. So do I have to concentrate too much on the left side? I know he's got in hand. But I'll watch it every once in a while and we talk a little bit. make sure that we don't overlook something for somebody, because we're trying to look out for everybody. Okay, now I can click on inactives, and I want to click on inactives because here's why. Because if I scroll through this, the people inactives, I might see some reds, some of the red flags. Ah, there's red flags. Now, what's red flags mean? Red flags means they're going to lose all their points because they've been inactive for a certain number of days, and then after 45 days, you'll lose every point. So the 45th day from your last active date, and you can't stop it, the computer does it. So if when that thing says 1 day left, that means at midnight that night, those points go away. So when that thing says 1 day left, you better be buying a coin right then. I showed y'all how to buy it. You go on autosaver, you add it to an autosaver, you click process now, and then you remove it from autosaver. Bello, then they won't lose any point.
And when you do lose it, you get the red bar.
Yeah.
You got some red bars in there?
Yeah, and so that's what you look for those cases. And if you don't call up and tell people they got to do it. You just go, hey, you're going to, I just want you to know you're doing this. And so if you take an interest and you share that interest and people know you're just sharing that for their own good, more people will have a propensity to keep buying their coin because they know they're building up a bank account. Like Kyle, he's got $47,661. And Kyle, I started working with Kyle not too long ago, and he's made 3 checks over the last 5 weeks now, and he's really close to making another check. And he's got 3 actives on one side and 1 active on the other. And when I started working with him, he had 0 and 0, and that's pretty neat. And so, and how did I find him? I found him through this. I didn't sponsor him, okay, but he was there in the group, and he was down there, and so we're going to look at it. Now, here comes the big part. This is really neat, guys and gals. Look at this. Who are my personals? So if I want a quick look at my personals and what they're doing and their organization, I see Pamela. She's silver, okay? And she's got the right number of actives on each side. She's got points. I look at her, I see who her sponsor is. It's me. Basically, you need to learn how to navigate this and look at it. I can look here and say, okay, I want to look quickly at Tiffany's business, and I can look at her. Instead of my business, now I'm looking at Tiffany's business. It's just her business. And I'm analyzing her business. And I can ask questions about her business. Who receives coins of the month in her business? Okay? That's going to tell me everybody that receives coin of the month. I can ask who doesn't receive a coin of the month, and I can help Tiffany, who does not receive coin of the month, and I can help Tiffany. In other words, they're not signed up for auto ship. And I can work with Tiffany and Danny, and I can work with them on this group of people themselves of what do we need to do to get them on an option? What do we need to do to get them to understand the magnitude of the opportunity? What do we need to do? Those are IPAs, income producing activity. But notice all the questions. Who recently enrolled? Are these people getting a quick start training? Are they getting the knowledge of their website? These are all the people, and it's in rank ordered priority from the most recent down to the left. See, these are all active 1 day, 0 days. It's the most recent, so it's in order of priority. And knowing who recently, changed rank, who either fell off their rank or ranked up. These kind of questions, and you can look for a specific member. So you can type in their name and they'll find them. Like I want to find Danny, okay? Danny Clements. and search for him. So, didn't find him.
You back up a little bit. Came up while you typed.
Oh, it did? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Okay, right there. And see, I can do what I want and look at Danny's business just like that. Okay. Now, I can reset. It's going to go back to me. And then I can see who's going to flush points soon as a list. I got to have inactives open for that to happen. That's in the entire organization. Look at that entire organization of actives. I got a pretty big organization when you say Trinell. That's the only ones that'll go flush points. Yes, ma'am. Good. See, I know I told you I'm gonna make your brain mush.
I'm still with you. I'm still
Okay.
with you.
What means that is they for some reason they are not buying their coin. Maybe their credit card expired the date and they didn't go in and put the new one in, and so it's not buying it. So they're inactive, and as soon as they become inactive, they're not going to. Their registers won't accumulate points. And so if they won't accumulate points, then their business is just frozen in limbo, okay? It hasn't gone away, but it's just frozen. And then if they're inactive for 45 days from the last date of activity, then a point's zero out.
Is that what they mean, flush?
That means flush. It means it sets the recounters to 0 and 0. Now, on the strong side, they got points coming up from people buying coins. But man, what you want to do is keep dollar bills in your bank account. See, this company keeps dollar bills in your bank account.
So what happens, like the little trees that you were showing, if one person in one of those legs goes inactive and doesn't want to do anything about it, and their points flush and there's a hole right there, what happens to all those people and all that income that's
It
coming
doesn't
up?
affect them at all. It works like electricity.
It just goes
It only
past
affects
them?
that one person. Everything else still goes up to you and everybody that's active. It only affects the person that we're talking about. And everything else works seamless in the business. And so the reason that I wanted to kind of give this training is if you haven't explored these questions and seen what they do and what it tells you about, this is one of the things that you want to learn about your business. That's what you want to learn more about over time with your business. And with that, I'll kind of finish the training. I'm gonna open up to some, we've been having some question and answers, but for this session, we're gonna take a little break right now. Also, I've been kind of recording this session, and I'm gonna pause our recording. And so we're still on the website and still in this back office portion of the downliner, but there's something else in the comp plan everybody needs to understand. Okay, when you get a rank like silver or gold, that's your recognition rank. Rod, bronze, Tamla, silver. Okay, doesn't mean you every week you're silver or bronze or a gold. Okay, but you achieve that rank. You may have one active for a way in somebody else's downline, let's say a copper somewhere, way down.
Let's see FJG marketing right here.
Well, you know, that particular point in time that you're on the computer, you're going to show up as a lower rank. But it doesn't mean that that's what you are. You are what you are, what you achieve. Mm-hmm. Now, what's important is at the end of the pay week, brother, if you got the points there, you better end up that pay rank or you ain't gonna get paid those points. Okay? So there's no taint, like, I don't know. I mean, Tony, you know, I don't know because see, Tony's above me.
Mhm.
But you know, from one week to the next, you may not be a gold in a computer, right? And there ain't nothing wrong with that, is it? But I'll tell you what, Tony's a gold. You want to know why? Because he achieved gold.
Right.
And that's the whole point. See,
Absolutely,
and the
Bob.
companies made this kind of clear if people didn't understand this.
I love you.
What they say, what your pay rank is and what your achievement rank is. And you are recognized by your achievement rank. And you always will be because you achieved that rank.
Beautiful.
It's up to you if you want to get paid that. Now, George, when you drop down on pay rank from week to week, if somebody out of your control doesn't order a coin, and you get the points, what do?
I make sure we change it and we do something.
You make sure that person's active so
That's
you
right.
get their right back and you get paid, right?
So is that the only way you can get back, or do you continue to stack the phone until it won't happen to you in the first place?
No, that can happen many ways. I mean, you know,
That's happened, yeah, right.
you could reduce your rank, and that could affect Tony's rank.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and it happens to me. Okay, well, sometimes I mean, once I became silver, I always stayed silver. I mean, but could I have dropped rank? Yeah.
You hadn't been checking.
But I just showed y'all how you don't.
Yeah.
For instance,
That's my whole point. I'm training for y'all.
I have a
And if you interested in maximizing your paycheck,
oh yeah, of course.
well, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Right.
Let's say there's 3 people that are going to be inactive. They're not going to buy their coin. I mean, I just don't have no money this month. That's $300. Isn't that right? For 3 actives. Well, what if it makes a difference of $1,000 in my paycheck?
There you go, Bob.
Well, I'm going to buy 3 coins and have them shipped to me.
That's right.
Now, am I going to have them shipped to them?
No.
Heck no.
They don't deserve it.
Well, I love accumulate. The name of the game here is accumulate wealth and earn money.
And preserve.
And George is one of the best at this. Man, he reads this computer. He's real good at it. He's good at math in his head. And so whenever, if you know to do what I'm teaching you to do, then you'll know how to manage your business properly. And so, yeah, you're right, Emmett. There are people be down line in the future with you. You might raise up to be a silver, okay?
Yep.
And somewhere down there, maybe you're bronze. He has to have 2 coppers on each side, right? Well, what if 1 copper on one side loses an active, just 1 active? Maybe he's got his associate on each side, but he has to have 2 actives and an associate on each side, right?
Yeah.
To be a copper. Don't tell me you wouldn't buy a coin for $100, have it shipped to you to get an extra $1,000.
Of course.
Yeah.
Duh.
Look.
See, I told you it's going to stir up a pot load of questions.
Right.
Here comes one pot. The guy that came in business in Minnesota, a little bit from Minnesota, and somebody went into his bank account and compromised and cleaned him out.
But you could have bought a coin on his center,
Yeah,
and you'd have made him active.
I know. I didn't know it, but he was so distraught, understandably so, about what happened to
Well,
him. So,
you don't have to worry about him, but you can protect yourself. All you do is call the company and say, what was his name? Just give me just the first name. George. Okay, you call support because you can't get in this back office. Okay?
No.
Yeah, you don't know how to log in, get in his back office, obviously. So you call support and you say, hey, I want to buy a coin, help my friend out this week. And I'm going to use my credit card and I want it shipped to me. Now they'll put it in the order. They'll have it shipped. He just became active. Oh, you're silver again. Just overnight, just like that.
Okay.
Instantaneous.
That's how you do it.
But if you got the points, you better learn how to do that. Now, if you know the account, I hadn't had a person get mad at me for buying a coin and keeping them active because I wanted an extra coin.
Absolutely. But then
Nobody
you
gets mad at me. No, anybody get mad at you, George?
No.
Nobody gets mad at George either.
To find a spot
Okay.
for your garage.
Well, hey, look, it's called what I call advanced training. I do a lot of this training, but if people don't come, they don't get trained, and I don't do personalized training. That's part of the system. You come to the meetings, you get trained. Don't come to meetings, you don't get trained. And so what we do is get to the next session here to share on. Let me pick that back out and get back to that. I got to get out of that. So everybody knows that if you one rank on a particular day or a particular week and it's lower than what your pay rank is or whatever, your highest rank, there's nothing to be embarrassed about it or anything, right?
Right.
Okay. So that handle that question for everybody?
Yes.
Well, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't get on all the calls. A lot of people don't hear the words the company's saying. A lot of people don't understand them. They just say silver, gold, this. What's important is once you achieve that rank, it's easy to stay there when you need to be there. It's hard to get in there. It's the hard part. Okay, that's the hard part. Okay, George, and rightfully so, and
Nobody probably knows about what he's doing.
anybody see this right here? Can you, Nelton, shake your head yes if you still see the screen. Okay, and so you see this little thing on your website? Anybody know besides George what that is right there? That thing I'm putting my cursor on, you see it right there?
Tony, you know what that is?
You know what that is, Tony?
No,
You know what
I
that
can
is,
take
Tony?
it
Blue
to
thing
the-
in the bottom right.
when I
Hey,
take it,
look,
so-
go right there.
No, we
That's
don't.
our website. You know what that is?
You can't see that. Can you see it better if I do?
Marilyn knows.
We get to teach Tony something.
Marilyn knows. In particular conversation, if you'd like to contact the home office, they will chat with them.
Yes.
Chatting.
You chat.
Let's see if that's right. Click on it, and there's a live chat. Okay?
Oh, all right.
Our agents are not available right now. Leave a message and we'll get back with
Doing
you.
office hours.
Oh, that's you.
During office hours, you can have live chat.
Live chat with.
Okay.
corporate.
That little blue thing works.
I just call
Well, sometimes they only have so many people. And have you ever waited on the phone for a long time here in the
them.
middle?
Oh, yeah. You feel loud.
Guess what? Live chat, they have more
Excuse me.
because why? They don't have to be right there in that office, right there. They can be in different spots and they can handle your question, make sure it gets in the priority list and things like that. Okay, that's the
The new edition this week.
the brand new edition
Oh, they
this
just
week.
put that on there.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I ain't seen that little blue fella before.
No, it just came on.
Little blue
I
fella.
ain't seen that little blue fella.
You hadn't seen the blue fella.
You haven't seen that blue
If you've
fella,
been
huh?
in the business as long as I have, you'll be there.
Good one, Blake. Good one.
The little chats on the phone.
Trying to see how to There we go. Finally.
Are you trying to see
Finally,
him?
get out of that sucker.
Yeah, they just too small.
Okay. I think we're out of, yeah, I just want to make sure I need to clear the screen a little bit right now, so bear with me for a second. And I'm on login right now. Okay. And so that's a good thing. And so we're on Mr. Donaldson's. Everybody see that? We're on Mr. Donaldson's website.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the last things I want to show you on your website, but we know that we are what? I need to, can you see the screen and the website, Delta? Check in
No.
yet? No. Okay. I got to share. Okay. So I have to share again, pick the screen. This is a problem with these things sometimes on Zoom. You see, you can see stuff, but you don't know until you have a participant telling you. And what I want to show you here, everybody, and y'all need to do this. I try to train a lot of people to do it, but this is very important. We're on the public website. How do we know we're on a public website? Just right here. How do we know? Mike, I'll tell you what, you're an A+ student. He comes to all the training. Because I said if you see log out there, you're in a back office, right?
Yeah.
So you obviously know if you're on your public website or a back office, and it's very important.
That's
Because if
just
you sign
log
up
in.
somebody and you're in the back office, you're signing
You're not
in.
logged in. If
Back
it's
west.
logged out, you're already in.
And on a public website, you know you've got to scroll down to the bottom to see whose website it is. And so
Right there.
if you're trying to enroll somebody in a different state
Move so
and,
fast.
or even in a different town and you're an
Move so
hour
fast.
away,
Please.
you're on the phone. You tell them, scroll down to the very bottom. Whose name is that you see down there in the middle of that page? Okay. Because if you sign them up at night and you don't see them in your profile, you can't place them. They just signed up on somebody else's site. And you can't do anything. They're ready to sponsor 3 people on their left and 3 people on their right. They got them sitting right there in the living room. They were just waiting for them to enroll.
And you gave them to somebody else.
And you have to say, stop, wait, don't do anything. Because you got to get it canceled. Okay? I mean, you don't even know how important this is. And so that's why I harp and harp and harp about this, because it happens so often.
Why would you send someone to just the general website instead of the one that's /
I don't send them to, we always send them to our website, but see,
Some people don't.
Somebody
Some
put on that
people-
computer.
let me tell you, no, people don't understand technology. Do you know that over 60% of people you give them your website, they get their phone or they get their pad? You know how they try to get to your website? It's all Google. Worst way in the world, because they just gave over. I'm interested in gold and silver, and they get bombarded
Yeah.
with everything every time they go on their website, every time they open up their device.
Yeah.
Google and Apple just bombards them with all kinds of junk about gold and silver from the people who pay them tons of money to rank up into. These people are interested, so bombard them with everything you can.
So what's the
Okay, when you go to a website, you go to the address bar. That's at the very top, not the Google thing. Because if you type in the address, it ain't going to take you to 7kmetals.com/EW. It's going to take you to a list of people who are advertising gold and silver. And you're not even found in the first 300 pages.
Right.
Your link is 300 pages away. Okay? So you tell them to go to the very top of the address bar and type in go ahead, type www. That's all, you don't have to type that in anymore. Yeah, you probably are a Googler. Go to www. Yeah, it's like getting the virus. You get the coronavirus. It's what you get. Okay. Okay. So, how do they end up on a site like that? That's how they end up. Because eventually they figure out to go to it carries them to the company's website. And so if you try to enroll on the company's website, now we can do it, but it'll say who referred you.
Yeah, right.
You didn't tell them what a username was. That's what, what's the username? I don't know their username. It's Evelyn. They type in Evelyn. Ain't to be found. Because your website's my gold mine. Or my silver mine. Or whatever. But yours is EW. I know what it is. Okay. But if you didn't say, if this thing comes up and say who referred you, put in
Thank you for
EW.
making it available.
Okay. So
But I
if
wish
you
I
do
knew
that,
that.
then that's fine. They'll go to your website.
I
Okay?
will the next time.
So, and if you're on the company's website and you click get started, the thing that's going to come up is what's the username of who you referred to. That's what's going to come up. Okay. Now, so now you tell people to go down here. They know whose site you're on. Okay. You know you're on a public site, but now you got your card out. Everybody's out there. Tony's talked about it. I talked about it. We all talked about it. Corporation talked about it. But do y'all know really what an e-commerce site is? I know you do, Rod. Okay, Rod, how much an e-commerce site really cost? You run a business, you try to get. Yeah, but to just for you as an individual, you want to run your own home-based business, and you're a minimum you're going to pay is $2,500 for an encrypted e-commerce site, and it's nowhere going to near have the encryption safety that this website has. This company. So, how much did I say your basic membership was? $199. People don't got no brains. They don't get this business.
They're too stupid to be about it.
I'm telling you. Well, $199, you get an e-commerce site. You get an e-commerce site. And what I mean by e-commerce site? Well, we're on Georgia's public site. So let me show you what an e-commerce site does. And you tell people, you let people do it. Let's say, oh man, I like that. Oh, I want one of those suckers. And we put one in the corner. We're going to continue shopping. Oh man, I want one of them things. I want to get that. And we're going to continue shopping. Oh man, they got any jewelry in this sucker? Oh, I like that thing. I want to get one of them things. And we looked out here and we see, oh, man, this is kind of how people shop. I'm telling y'all. Online, they look at I like that. I'm gonna get some of them cufflinks, and that looks good. Oh, let's go see how much my bill is. Look what happened. They got to choose. Well, they know they're not a member. What they are is a guest, aren't they? And they know they're a guest. They click on guest. Guess what it shows them?
Both prices.
It shows them what, if they were a member, they get this price, but they're going to pay this price. So for those cufflinks, they'd get them at $79. But on their price, they're paying $86. But $86 is still a good deal. That's the price they saw on the website. Now they're seeing a different price. Well, the company is prospecting for you. In the future, y'all, this is going to be huge. Y'all just don't know how huge it's going to be. But let's say some people buy this. There's a difference between 79 and 86, isn't it?
Yep.
Right. Anybody know what that difference is? Real quick. $7. Yeah, just forget the cents. So, Emmett, the company is going to handle all this sale. They're going to take the credit card. They're going to process it. They're going to check it. They're going to handle any returns. They're going to do everything for you. All you did is have a website and pass out a card. And they're going to split the profit. You get $3.50. That's pretty cool.
That's it. Yeah.
That's called an e-commerce site.
Unless you had George's credit card.
And now, you know, the next thing, you know, let's just look at this total right here, y'all. And so, you know, we got $20 here. We got $12 here. That's 32. We got $5 here, 37, and we got $7 there. That's $44. Man, I'd take an extra $22 just in my commission at the end of the week.
So then essentially you become an affiliate, right?
No, you don't have to do anything. Yeah. You do not have to be. You don't have to be an associate. You just need to be a member, and you got an e-commerce site.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, and as a $199 member, your e-commerce site works for how many months?
3
months.
3. If you want that e-commerce site to continue working for you, it's $10 a month. It ain't just for the rapid funnel. A lot of people have a misunderstanding of that.
Right.
It's for your electronic tools. E-commerce is a tool. It goes shut off, so if people buy on it, you then don't get the profit. The company gets it off because you're not participating in it. Now, it works that way for 6 months in the good, better, okay? But it works all year long in your $4.99 premium. Okay, so now you got another real difference between good, better, and best memberships, right? Okay, and so, but when a person looks at this, and especially if they put bullion in here, we can't put bullion in. Why? Why can we not put bullion in, David?
After hours.
We're after hours, so there's no pricing on. They're not going to sell it, and they're not going to put it in a cart. Okay? It's only during business hours where you have the price of silver and gold spot price in the market, because everything's based off spot price. Okay. Now, when they're here, they might say, well, gee whiz, what's it mean be a member? They'll go up and click on get started. And they say, ooh, man, $359. I ain't got that. Well, what's this thing? Oh, $199. Man, I've been buying silver and gold. I wonder, let's go back and look at that. What's their price? What's their price? See, I'm just clicking on the thing, right? This is what a client would do. This is what a person surfing the internet would do. And they looked at it and said, well, look, they got dealer costs. What is this dealer direct stuff? Oh, man, then they start looking at, what they've been buying. Oh, you got to kid me. They sell coins. They sell, I wonder how many of them suckers I got to get that price. You know, how many ounces do I got to buy to get that $20? Wait a minute, that silver bar, that's $19.40. You got to be joking, man. I've been paying $22 for that sucker. The Buffalo is $19.15. I've been paying $24. You kidding me? Well, if it's during hours, they can click on it and they can see, and they got quantities there, right? And I said, wow, this might be worth $199. Man, I just buy 100 ounces a year. I done paid for my membership. Oh, I think I'll join this sucker. You see? So what happens when we,
You can do it all on your phone too.
Yeah, you do it all on your phone too. And so this is the part that you need to go through like I just did. And understand how your e-commerce site works. And then, you know, you're on the front end and then you can just clear your cart, right? And if you just go away, it clears your cart anyway, but I just wanted to show you how you can do that. And you don't leave anything in the cart so that you don't mistakenly come in and make a mistake and order it. Now, if you tried to order as a member, what are they gonna ask you for when it pops up? What do y'all think?
Password.
It's gonna ask you to log in, what your username and password is. And so they see that they have to be a member to get those member prices. Isn't that pretty cool? I thought that was pretty good. And it's important to learn this aspect of the business. Okay. That's enough website training, don't y'all agree?
Yeah.
For now.
For now. I like it. I like that, man, already.
If they put it.
Huh?
But on your website, everybody, if you look at the coin and the skyline of New York City, and then you look at the actual skyline, I mean, it is to a fraction of an inch proportion perfect on the coin. That's what it actually is.
That's what that coin.
It is Liberty.
Oh, man, we're going to get bright now. Huh?
Wake up.
Okay.
You have to do that. No.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But one question that I always come up with is this. If the person doesn't want to be in it anymore,
Then what?
if a person doesn't want to be in it anymore and they complain about it and you offer to buy it, can you buy their position?
Not you, but you can sell it or transfer it to somebody else because you already have
Yes.
it's a membership, not a position.
Okay.
Okay, so it's learning terminology of your business too is important. It's a membership. And again, look, I have a center that I'm being paid income on. My wife has a center she's paying me income on, right? And but that's hers and this is mine. If you read your policies and procedures, you can't have an interest in more than one center that's paying income. Okay? So I can't have, see, I've got it under my company. And so Pamela's over there with her ID, but she doesn't make an income on that one. We use that as a control system. And she makes her income on PJR. But if she made income on the other one, she'd have income on 2 operating ventures, right?
Yes.
And if you read your policy procedures real careful, you can't do that. So eventually it could be taken away from you if they want, because it's very clear in there. Okay. But Pamela's could be transferred or sold to somebody else because you own your business. And it says that very clearly in the policies and procedures. Okay. And so, but you need to read the policies. So I'm going to get a little policies and procedures training here then. Good question. Because this is big business and you better start treating it like big business because it can give you a huge return. If you read your policy procedure, look, first time they posted that policy procedures, I read every word of it, every page of it, every sentence, every nuance, and had every question I had answered by the corporation. Because I look at it as big business. And so I went in there and it says, like I'm thinking about Pamela's position, hers and her own name. And I have to submit it to the company. If I'm going to transfer it, if she's going to transfer it to another individual, we have to submit it to the company first, and the company has first right of refusal. So if we want to sell it, if Pamela wants to sell her position for $50,000, and if the company decides to buy it for $50,000, it's theirs, and you can't sell it to somebody else. If you want to give it away for $500, I don't think the company said it's sold. We just bought it.
For $500.
You understand that part? First right of refusal means once you got a deal, and you offer it to the company, They have the right to buy. You can't say no after that. You understand contract law a little bit. And so, you know, you can only have interest in a business you're getting income from. And you can't, I can't partner up with somebody else. So it prevents me from going over in Tony's other line, partner up with him with somebody else. And so I'm going to teach his people over there how to do it. And then I'm going to get an extra stream of income on the side. And they're going to pay me a percentage. If we get caught, he'll lose his business and I'll lose my bigger business and that business. So you think I'm going to do that? Heck no. Not me. You can't have a income interest in more than one paying cent. That's clear.
Even if it's in a corporation or another entity.
That's right. Okay. But it's still property, Cecil. We got that Pamela over there.
Pamela's property.
And 3 years, 5 years from now, we're going to have some grandkids that are over 18.
That's great.
Holy mackerel, look what we got waiting for them. See, if you read the policies and procedures real clear too, you can transfer it to your family. It's willable. It's transferable. Anybody blood related to you. Oh, I don't have to get their first right of refusal on that. So I can create generational wealth in SoCal.
Well, that's good.
That's pretty cool. But I'm not going to offer that position for $50,000. The company wants to buy that position, they're going to pay heavy for it. And in the future, right? And is just any individual going to buy a position like that in the future? No, it's going to be a person that knows how to build business, has got lots of experience, understand they got money in the bank, and you're going to end up being a negotiation over that. So it's good property there. I say it's good property there. Okay? But in the meantime, what if
you gift it as well as will it?
Yeah, you can will it. You can transfer it. You know,
to a family member.
Yeah, any blood relation.
Okay.
That's what policy procedures say. And that's what most real businesses say on it. Okay. And anything else you have is a pure membership. Okay. A membership doesn't earn money. It's just a member, right?
Right.
Maybe I like buying more coins. It's up to me. That's up to me.
Well,
Yeah.
for example, sister-in-law, she backs out. She had a good amount of points. If she decides change her mind a year later, she come back in. Did the company take all those points since she dropped out?
Company doesn't take points away. The individual becomes inactive for 45 days and they flush.
That's right. But she can't come back in.
I went over early. She can come back in and start as long as her position wasn't canceled. So if she didn't renew in her renewed time, then that position's canceled. When she comes back in, she comes back in at the bottom of where you're left or right, wherever you're going to sponsor. Okay? And there's a lot of people who've been sorry about that.
Yeah.
Right, Tony?
That makes you want to cry, huh?
But it's better to come back in now than later. But again, earlier in my training, when I see that, what did I just teach you to do? I make a phone call. I don't want that position to get canceled.
You call your old sister.
Or I don't want that position to get canceled. Do you think I'd let Evelyn cancel her position? I'd give her some bucks transferring. She just turned down $1,000. Okay, this is a good time. This is the question and answer period.
So you can only get paid on one site, one tractor center.
Huh?
Right? You can only get paid on one tractor center.
You can only, no, I didn't say you can only get paid on one track.
It's not a tracking center, it's a membership.
Membership, I'm sorry.
It's a membership. You can only earn income. And income is what? You don't get it when you get a 1099, you got income.
Taxes.
Okay, how much do you have to earn?
$600.
So if you don't earn $600,
Who cares?
who cares?
I got another question.
Ask your tax man on that, you know?
Oh, okay.
I got another question.
Yeah.
Now, Andy brought up something Tuesday night, saying something about the pay quicker. He got a bill from them for $51.
Pay quicker. If a lot of people just click on things and don't read it. I have a propensity to read fine print. It's just, you got to read stuff that you agree to. Pay quicker is a thing that says we're going to give you an opportunity to transfer money quick. If you don't want the company to charge you $5 to manually process, file a check, and send it in the mail to you, then you can use Pay Quicker. And Pay Quicker only charges you 50 cents a month and 50 cents per transaction. And so if you're just transferring your money like I do, about once or twice a month to them, so I don't like fees either. And so I'll transfer that money over to Pay Quicker, and then I'll transfer it out. But in the very fine print in Pay Quicker, it says if you're inactive, that you revert to not the fees that 7K negotiated to, you revert to their standard fee, which are very expensive, which means that you start getting charged like $10, $12, $15.
Inactive.
First, when it first started, it was like $5. Now it's up to like $15, I think, per month.
On Pay Quicker?
Yeah, if you're inactive. Inactive means you're not doing what?
Put money in it.
On auto sale.
Or you don't have enough money in it to pay the 50 cents a month transaction fee. Their fee is 50 cents a month. Well, George, what do you and I do?
Leave a year's worth of money in the bank.
We try to teach people that. I don't listen to it if they don't come to training sessions. And do I talk about that every training session? No. So if you miss that training session, shame on you. You were absent from school.
They can't change it over as long as you got the money in the bank to pay the 50 cents a month.
George and I leave about 20 bucks in there because I don't want their high fee.
Right.
I just want the convenience. But if you see, I leave a lot of money in my 7K bank. Did you see the amount of money I had?
Yeah.
18,000.
I didn't even look. I didn't even show you Pamela's. See, you think that's all the money we made in this business? Whose business have we been building?
Families.
Mine's been free. That's just gravy cash. You have to add Pamela's to mine. That's how much money we're making.
Every time she makes 500, he makes 1,000.
How much I tell you she made this week in that paycheck? And we flushing money. I showed you her numbers. She has more than 3,500 points. She's a silver. She got more than 3,500 points on both sides. She got money in the bank on her strong side. So how much money she make this week?
3,500.
Well, you saw how many points I was flushing.
Yeah.
And so what I asked Tony, I said, how many people in this company that husband and wife team made $7,000 a week? I bet they ain't one. I mean, I go back to telling y'all a minute ago, Rural and Angel are both goals. I bet we made more money this week than they did because I don't think they're goals this week. But it doesn't matter. It's a matter of the points that come up.
Right.
But if they needed to be goals, I'll guarantee you they'd be goals if the points were there. You understand? Because they made goals.
Money from your bank account into 7K.
Yeah. What I do is I could transfer money from 7K's bank account to me if I wanted.
Direct to your bank.
With a $5 check. No, it's only a check.
You gotta do it with a check.
You send a check. They don't do ACH yet. They don't
I
do
thought I saw when you did
ACH yet. Just,
But he's earning money, so he
they
can
don't do
transfer from there.
ACH
Yeah.
yet. Okay, that's the key.
Just leave money there, let they can pay for your coin.
Yeah.
What have I been teaching since day one? I know it. You're smart, David, because you at least listen to the training sessions that you do attend. And why is that? If you use the money in your account,
She said she'd eat 5 crackers.
it gives first priority when you're making your auto saver. It automatically pulls that and doesn't charge you. So it saves the company processing fees between the card transaction fee and they pass those savings along to us, and we pay no handling and processing charge for that shipment to us. And so now we're accumulating wealth at a lower price.
No,
And that's a cool thing.
They will pay for your membership.
He doesn't know that he's being looked at.
Now you can pay for your membership renewal out of your, see, before we couldn't do it, and now they've already programmed it out. And now let me tell you one other thing. Bobby, you got an account, right? Your wife has an account, right? Your son has an account, right? Okay. And Butch, you and Judy have an account. Okay? Delton and Cindy have an account. Pamela and I have an account. George and Senator have an account. We got money in one of our accounts. We can just simply pick up the phone, call support, and say, I want to transfer $5,000 or $200 or $10 from my account to such and such account. Now, guess what? I don't have to transfer it to Pamela's. Let's say my friend just got this tragedy happen to him, but I want to buy a coin over there. I can just have him transfer enough money to buy that coin from my account to their account, and then process the coin, and I still save the money.
Are they
See,
sending you the coin?
Many people, and it ships to me, and it made him active, and then now I'm copper again. Yeah, that's a good thing, because I had 1,000 points there, and I get a $1,000 check. But if I'm not a copper, I only get a $500 check, and the rest of the points go to loyalty points, right?
And you can transfer from membership to membership.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. Is you can transfer from one member to the next, but you can only do that in office hours right now. Okay? Right now. You can only do it in office. Yes, sir.
I have had the experience about making those kind of transfer payments. I didn't have quite enough funds from one account to the other. So the company says you can do an ACH deposit.
Yeah, you can deposit from your checking account into your bank, and there's no charge for that. So I'm telling you, it's a real bank account.
Right.
And the reason is, if you want to buy some extra silver and some gold or coins or things like that, why not just transfer money to your 7K bank account?
Save the fees.
Instead of using your, it's got an ACH.
It's a form you request from the home office.
Yeah, 7K does. You can do ACH. Once you get it set up, that like me, I just click. Once you set it up one time, it's a done deal. Okay, just like you do ACH transfer anywhere else. Hey, Tony, you travel around the country a lot. How many training sessions do people ask these kind of advanced questions in? Y'all are asking some really good questions because you understand a lot about business. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Like in the future, let's say you came in and you did 3. Became your
left and right. And you can only profit on one business. And later, your other two become very active. What do you suggest?
Once you start wanting to develop an income on one of the others, you got a couple of daughters, you got a couple of children, don't you?
Yeah, so then that's when you'll need to transfer it at that point into a family member.
Right. Now you got a lot of leverage with that family member too. There's all kind of things you can use it for, huh?
Cut your hair, son.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, everyone else, it's property. It's like you bought a vacant lot and it's just sat there for a long time. But that vacant lot appreciated in value all that time. You can also do what with it? Sell it.
Exactly.
You loan it. You can sell it. Uh-oh. That's pretty powerful. So either you leverage it with blood or you sell it.
You can only use one number to make money off of. Either
you can only use
EIN or
one center that you can have, that you personal.
Right.
Yeah, you can only earn income.
One.
Okay.
One membership.
Then how does the corporation or other is that considered a separate person?
Well, corporations, the corporations and LLCs have to have you have to tie a subchapter S and an LLC to what when you're setting it up? You have to tie it to a social security number because they got to know where the
VIN.
You get an EIN number for an LLC. You get an EIN number. You must set it up. You got to claim it under something. When you do the dividends on it, that's passed through income, right? Somebody has charge of that. So if your social security number is tied in with that LLC or that subchapter S corp, you have a partial interest in that, don't you? Yeah, it earns income.
Okay.
You now are earning income on this one and earning income on that one. You can't do that. Well, go ahead.
I'm not sure.
You're the CPA. You tell us.
Well, I mean, legally, they're separate entities.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of having an LLC or a corporation.
Yeah.
Right.
No kidding.
Do it says.
And they have their own EIN number. That's, I mean, sure,
Who files the tax returns? Cecil?
The corporation.
The entity.
The corporation.
But then where does the money, that corporation makes zero profit, correct? On the LLC and the subchapter S. So where's the money go?
No, it does.
No, it
It
makes
makes
no
money,
profit.
but it flows through to
no
the
profit.
shareholders.
And it flows through the shareholder, and who are the shareholders? As I have one here, okay? And it flows through my subchapter S, flows through to me, and I file it under my social security number. And then we have another subchapter S, and it flows through, and part of that dividend income flows through, and it flows through to me again. I'm filing on my income. I'm earning income from two different 7K entities.
Well,
I'm just telling you how my business law brain works when I read the policy and procedure. I may be wrong, but I don't want to challenge it.
all right, the other thing you need to remember is that income, no matter what LLC or sub-S or individual it comes from, is commission. So your center is that Pam, half is Pam, and half of hers is yours.
I know.
So if you have a strict interpretation,
I totally agree with you. That's why I'm not gonna debate it. I'm not gonna debate it. You know.
Well, I'm gonna read the policy and procedure.
I'm just saying what I think, but anybody can do what they want to do.
Now,
Okay?
I would say,
but I say check with your CPA
I
or
would-
with your attorney.
well, if you do not have Schedule C under your social
You're
security.
giving away some of my secrets. That
It
I'm-
doesn't need
I'm
flow
doing right.
through to you. It does. It's an ignored entity. So then that is.
Exactly, but you can appreciate that I'm not gonna stand up here and teach you those things.
No, I understand. Well, and
See, dude.
that would be another reason, though, if I am correct, to elect to be an S corp.
That's why all of mine are
Really
escorts.
not a
and all
camera.
LLC. Every one of them are escorts. I don't
Me
do
too.
LLC
Not a camera.
For that very reason.
It's a computer like this, sitting on a table.
Okay. Here, let me do this because we're asking some really good questions. I just want to stop recording this sucker.